Anyone else? You guys have 5 groups, right? Okay, so we can start. Hello?
Yes, we can start.
Anyone else wants to record? No, okay. So let's start. I need a student ID. Okay, first, any question from the assignments? Chapter 5? No? Okay.
Actually, is there a way we could do the part 2, like the cloning?
Yeah, we'll do that.
All right, thanks.
We'll do that. We'll start with doing the regular because we didn't do them last time.
Yeah,
And
that too.
Then we'll do the cloning, the hot cloning, and then we'll do chapter 6.
Okay. Also, I wanted to mention something in submitting this week's assignment. It's not very easy submitting because you always have to like change directories. So like, I don't know if there was like an alternative way of doing it.
Well, to be honest, at some point we just copied and paste. I mean, you can use a spool command when you're like mainly on SQL, but there's a point where you just copy everything basically, because you know that you wouldn't be able to. But it's just that you need to make sure that you don't, you copy every time basically.
Okay, because, sorry.
That's long, right? You make sure that you copy first, like for backup, like user Aman, right? Sometimes it can take it can occupy the whole page. So,
okay.
yeah, this is what we did. I mean, this is what I did.
Okay, because I noticed like usually when you spool, it actually goes to the directory where you actually connect to SQL.
Yeah.
So I ended up having to like my spool ending up not in Oracle Home, but in the database directory, the Oradata/ORCL.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just make sure you copy. I need a student ID. The sooner we start, the better, because it's the evening.
61.
61?
Yes. All right, so I might have an issue with that database, the ORCL. I got stuck when I was doing the redo logs.
Okay. Then we'll use the TLS. Oh, when you were doing the ready logs? Yeah. Okay, actually that's good, because we'll be doing, there are 2 ways to fix ready logs. When we remove them, when you force a crash. So that's actually good. So is it still crashed right now?
I'm sorry?
Is ORCL crashed right now?
I guess so, sort of. It says something like it's missing system 01 is inconsistent or something like that.
Okay, let's see.
Am I right?
Yes.
I have a question concerning the non-system data files.
Sure. What is it?
So, like I made mention the other time that an example of a non-system data file is something like a table space, and you said
table space is not a data file.
Okay, so it's okay. So it's like user, right? User.
Yes. 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 Users, examples, what testing, development, right?
Okay, so what's table space then?
What's a table space?
No, like with regards to like with regards to like if you lose a table space, right?
How would you lose a table space?
like in the physical direction, if you lose it, like if maybe you mistakenly delete it.
You mean if you remove all the data files belonging to a table space?
Right.
Okay. I'm trying to understand what you're saying. So if we delete all the data files that belong to a table space, right, and you want to perform recovery.
Yes. So you definitely need to put it offline. Then
yeah, you put the table space offline. You recover all the data files. You restore all the data files. You recover all the all the data files, and then you put the table space back online.
Okay, so you please let me get it straight. So if you first of all put it offline before you restore it.
Yes, you put it offline.
You restore it.
Yes.
And you let her put it out. You let her put it out online.
No, you restore it, you recover it, then you put it back online.
Oh, recover it. All right. That was really my dilemma. But for the other one, I did it.
Okay, good. That's strange because okay, but that's good.
Okay, thank you.
That's how you learn. Yeah. Okay, data file 1 belongs to an orphan incarnation. So basically you applied the archive logs of a previous incarnation.
So an orphan, your database is orphan, Anita.
If it's open, what do you mean?
Orphan, don't you see?
Offline?
No.
I don't think it's offline.
They say orphan.
Oh, archive? Yeah, I put in archive.
That's what I'm saying, please. I'm saying that you apply the archive logs of a previous incarnation, right?
Okay.
So you didn't remove the archive logs, or you just applied the archive logs that belong to a previous incarnation. So my guess is that when you first did like control files, right? You auto database open reset logs, right? And then you went on to the next assignment, and they suggested you to apply an archive log file that belonged to the previous incarnation. So when you apply those archive logs, they basically changed the whole database. The archive log will apply to all the data files. So your system 01 now belongs to the incarnation of the previous incarnation. So before you alter database open reset logs last time.
Okay.
I did
So
not.
that's why if you know
anything.
What do you say?
I didn't understand anything.
So what should I have done though?
Okay, I'm going to show you then. Let's connect to Arman.
Thank you.
Actually, we're coming there later, but let's just do it now. Okay, so you're connected to ORCL, right? Let's list incarnation. Okay, May 13. Okay, so basically this is the current incarnation, and that doesn't really make sense. So this is the current incarnation. Okay, I know, I get it. Okay, so basically when you add database reset logs, you didn't back up.
Oh yeah, okay, like you said.
After that, right? So that's why even the previous incarnation is not here, because you did add database open reset log with ORCL, right?
Yes.
Well, the previous incarnation is not there, so you cannot even go back to that other incarnation. Let me use another example.
What is incarnation?
We are going to explain it later if in chapter 6, but basically an incarnation is another life of a database, right? Every time you add database open reset logs, a new incarnation is created, right? So the SCN Yeah, the sequence number goes back to 1. The redo logs are cleared. The data file headers, the SCN in the data file header are modified. Same for in the control files. So basically, you go back to 1, right?
Okay.
So it's a new life. It's like a new life. So you cannot apply, for example, SCN 5000 something when the database only has SCN 100 or 102. You see? So that's why you cannot do it here. That's why. I was hoping that you would have at least the previous incarnation here so that we'll be able to get back to that incarnation, but you don't, it's not even listed here.
That answered the question of Chair on Monday.
That what?
That answered the question that Chair asked on Monday, that what will happen if you don't do a second backup after resetting the log?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Sharp.
do you have
you
a,
answered it, but you forgot, Chair.
do you have a backup of ORCL?
A backup, yes, I do.
Okay. Where is it?
It's in Oradata / backup, a hot backup, right?
Yes.
/ hot ORCL.
Okay. First, let's go to /oradata/ TLSDM.
Oh yeah, okay.
No, ORCL, my bad. Okay. What are the backups to that shell?
Those are all the spools. You know, like I was in that
Oh, okay.
directory, so they all saved in there. You see, like my second one didn't even take. I don't understand.
Okay. So I'm going to just remove the data files, the control files, and the redo logs. So that's why you need to be careful. You don't have to remove your archive logs, right? Because you might need them if you want to do a point-in-time recovery to the previous incarnation. But you just need to know that, okay, I just need to know which one can be used and which one cannot be used, right? If you know that you just open the reset logs and you try that practice, like to remove the redo log files, you should know that, okay, the second group was not even archived yet. So clearly I don't have any archive logs, right?
Wow, okay.
Or the first group, you know? So if the first group is active, the second one is current, and the last one is unused, you know that nothing was archived yet, right? So you cannot use it. Okay. Now let's do that CTL and same for the logs. Okay, they're all gone. Okay. Now you say that, where were your backup again?
/ORCL, no, /Oradata/ backup.
Okay. They were consistent, right? You ended the backup, right?
Yes.
Okay, so /Oradata/
backup /ORCL.
Okay. So this is for the hard backup, right?
Oh yeah. So yeah, it's
hard, right?
hard.
Okay.
Wait, what are you doing? Did you want my hot backups? Because I have hot backups.
Yeah, no, I wanted the hot one. I want the hot one.
Okay, so it's gonna be then, instead of just ORCL, it's gonna be hot ORCL.
Oh, that's the cold backup?
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
But Anita, I thought you said this was a hard backup.
No, this is the cold one.
Oh.
I have the hot backups too.
I wanted the hot one, but it's okay. It's okay. Let's just use the cold one. Because the cold one is definitely gonna go up. So, and it looks consistent. But it's okay. We will remove the Redulog files and do the same. And we won't make changes. Okay, so let's remove all the Redulogs.
And what you did, right?
Is me?
I'm saying what you did, like what you recover the database. Is there a possibility that, like, if the data, is there a possibility that you're gonna lose data?
Yes, that's the thing. That's the disadvantage of. That's the disadvantage of cold backup. For example, some student this morning, instead of doing the exercise, the assignment with hot backup, with hot backup, they did it with cold backup. Now the disadvantage with cold backup is that you lose data. You will be losing a lot of data. But user managed backup, either the recovery would be complete or you will lose very minimal data, right?
Right.
Let's say your last backup was last Sunday, right?
Mm-hmm.
And your database crashes and you recover from a cold backup. Can you imagine?
I know.
That's a lot of data that you will lose, right? And you'll have to let the people know in the company, let's say, to update whatever they inserted, to update everything, which is clearly bad. So cold thing goes down, you know for a fact that the cold backup cannot fail you, right? If you use them, if you use them correctly and you did the backup while the database was shut down, right? And it's a consistent backup, you know that anytime you'll be able to use it to do a point-in-time recovery, right? That's the only advantage, just for practice. But in a real work environment, people don't use cold backups because you lose more data.
Right.
That's why I wanted to use user managed backup, user managed hard backup, but I already copied. So, but it's okay. So I wanted to see the backup, to see when she actually took them. Okay. Okay, actually they are from today, this morning. Okay. And you have hard backup?
Yeah.
Hard OSCL, okay. So it was actually from the same day.
Yeah, pretty much the same time.
Okay, but the hard backup is more recent. Yeah, it's slightly more recent, but it's okay. But let's connect. So what you want to do is to remove the Redulogs. Let's start by doing a backup. Okay, I'm going to remove all the, I don't want to remove your.
That's a backup location. Oh.
I know.
Oh, I thought you wanted to remove from the live location.
No, it's not good anymore. So I can just remove it. Add DBF. What's next? CTL. Oh. Okay, now we can back up again. It is practice. Like since we just okay, let's do a backup. So the first step to do a backup, right, is to select the name from $v data file, union all, select name from $v control file,
Union all.
Union all. Select name.
Same file.
All. Union all.
Member from
Member
VDOL
from VDOL.
log file.
Okay. So everything is in ORCL, right? But if you didn't have it in ORCL, right, you would be at least able to know where to copy, what to copy. So it's always good to do that because, I mean, not this week, but next week you'll have to do a hot cloning where you have files in different directories. Okay. Alter database, begin, backup. Uh-oh. Okay. The database is not in archive log mode. Now let's put the database in archive log mode.
I thought I did that this morning.
You probably did it after the backup,
Oh,
right? After the code backup.
I think so.
Yes, that's why. Because you cannot do a code backup without it being in archive log mode. So it was in archive log mode. So let's begin. Alter database. Begin backup. Run CP. Everything from here to current directory. And then we are going to end the backup, and then we are going to remove the log files and then try to perform it. You know, when it says suggestion, they are suggestion, right? It doesn't mean that they are right.
Okay.
So sometimes the suggestion might give you a suggestion of an orphan incarnation. Okay. Alter database and backup. Okay, so we're good for the backup. Now we want to go to our data, ORCL, and we want to remove the Redulog files. So all the Redulog files are gone. So there are two ways. The first one is to shut down our board. Shut down our board. You list, you don't have the control files. So you want to recover from the backup we just took, right? So we are going to CP from /oradata/ do I have the backup application here? That's why I like to put the full path so I can easily copy. Let me just go back. Okay, I just have to go there.
You're using the hot code, right?
Yes.
Backup /ORCL.
Okay, so /hot ORCL. Okay. So I'm going to copy. So I'm going to copy from here all the ready logs to /oradata/oracl. Okay, so go back to the main live location of the database. We list it. So we have the 3 of them, and then you can startup mount, right? We just restored. Now we want to recover. So recover database using backup control file until cancel. Okay, you see, it's suggesting these ones. You can see the date from today, but should it be used? Actually, you can even check. It shouldn't just be a guess. You can even actually check. So let me create a new session for you to see if you can use them. You can see where they actually come from. So you can just cd to this directory. Okay, you see that the archive logs they are suggesting it's 01MF146 ending with B3. It's from 1034, right?
Yeah.
So they cannot be used. You see it can be used, right? Because it belongs to a different incarnation. You cannot use that. We recovered our database from 10, right?
Yeah. Okay, so I have a question. So all these archive logs belong to different incarnations, right?
Excuse me?
All these different archive logs, they belong to different incarnations?
No, not necessarily. It depends on what you did. Okay, let's do cd/oradata/backup so we can see the time of the backup actually that we just used. Okay, you see, this backup is from 9/34, right? And the archive log they are suggesting is from 10/34, right?
Okay.
I'm sure that you started doing the practice, right? The set logs and all that.
Yeah, around 9 like that.
Around 9. So you know that this one, it belongs to a different incarnation.
Okay.
Right? You can actually even, our database is mounted. Yes. ORCL. You can check the sequence number, members, group number from $log. Okay. So your database, you have sequence 46, 45, 44. So your group 1 has sequence 46, your group 2, 44, and your group 3, 45. But here it says that for you to perform recovery, it's requiring sequence 46. Okay. But you see that you already have sequence 46 here. So what do you want to do at this point? You want to apply the redo, right?
Yes.
In worst case scenario, if you're not sure about the archive log, whether you should apply them or not.
So we're going to apply redo 1?
Yes, all the redo that you can.
Okay.
Yes. You can see that the redo is 46, right? They're asking for redo for sequence 46, and you can see that the redo, the group 1 has that redo information. Mm-hmm. So you don't need this one because you don't know what that archive has. you know, it's just a suggestion. So /ORAdata /ORCL /radio01.log. Then go through and connect back. You guys know that you have to connect. Let me exit. So you have to, every time you have to exit, recover database, yeah, and reconnect. You cannot just.
Okay, so you exited on the other one too, because it's the same database, right?
Say that again. You said every time we have to do what?
You have to exit and connect back. So here, even the redo were not good. You see here it says, data file 1 belongs to an orphan incarnation. Data file 1 /ORAdata/ORCL /system 01 belongs to an orphan incarnation. So let me shut down abort again, and then start up mount. Data file 1 belongs to, oh my goodness. Did we copy it from the redo of the hot backup?
I think so. We copied from the hot backup.
Let me see.
Yeah, we copied from the hot.
All the logs to ORCL, which are the one we just created. Let me check the date of your server. Okay, we're 20 minutes late. Okay, so it doesn't take this one either. Recovery database using backup control file. Every session cancel due to error. Data file 1 belongs to an orphan incarnation. So it belongs to a different incarnation. So let's list. The redo are not good. Let's remove all the redo log files again. And let's shut down abort.
Amara,
Yes.
can we use the backup control file to create another redo?
Backup control file to create another redo?
Yeah, like if she had already backed up her control file, I'm asking if we can use that one and create another redo log.
No.
Like assuming she didn't have a backup of this database.
Yes.
Okay.
The thing is, something is wrong with the redo log files themselves. The system. So the redo log we applied, it actually which is weird because we just copied from here, and I'm pretty sure we first remove all the files from here. So let me see. Sequence 46. Let me connect back. Okay, let's go back to /ORAdata/ the back application. CD ORCL, no, hot ORCL. Let's list it. Let's use them again. Let's copy them back to /ORAdata/ ORCL. static mount. Cover database using backup until recovery session cancel due to errors. Data file 1 belongs. So we need to change the data file 1 again because it belongs
we
to.
have to recover it. Data file 1, system 1.
No, if it says system 1 belongs to another incarnation, then there are 99% chance that all the other data files belong to a different incarnation. Unfortunately. So let's just go back and remove it.
What's an incarnation?
The life of a database.
Okay.
So let's
Next.
remove all the data files again.
Now to see the life of a database, it's incarnation.
It's another life of the database.
Okay, another life. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a life of a database.
Another life, the life is still the same thing.
Okay. I want to go back to this directory. So the redo were not taken. The redo log information brought it back to a different incarnation. So I want us to go back to here and remove this backup as well.
So Emerald, can you just do a point in time recovery here?
The point in time?
And just recover everything.
No, that's part of the exercise. I want to remove the redo logs, recover with the redo logs. Sometimes you have to do a point in time, right? But I want to remove the redo logs, do the 2 options for the redo logs.
No, because like it's causing an issue because of what I did earlier. So I guess we could start from afresh.
Yeah, I think the control file information of what you did earlier are still affecting it. But let's still try to fix this. This is the whole point, right? You know, when you will be you should be able to explain how you put yourself out of situations like this, right? Rather than just run away from it. Okay, now let's copy everything to /data/orcl. It's important to face issues like that so that you should be able to talk about it, how you were able to restore the database after it was crashed.
Question, so you're copying this from where? From the hot backup or?
From the cold backup. The hot backup is not
okay.
good. I removed it, yes. And you don't have the incarnation on Arman, unfortunately. Okay, yeah, done. Is your TLS demo fine?
I believe so, yes. I tried to do part 2, like the cloning with my TLS DMO, but I didn't know where to start. So I just left it. And also I was scared of crashing that one too.
Okay, so let's do it with TLS demo instead. because we're running out of time, basically. So let's do TLS DMO.
So how am I going to fix it? Should I?
Your database is up. It's not
It's not
shut
fixed.
down.
It's
Oh,
fixed.
okay, it's good. Okay, okay.
Your database is up. It's just that to do the practice where you remove your Redulog files, right, and you put it back, it's not good for practice because of the
Okay.
off.
Anita, contact me after the class. I'll do it for you.
And so
What for the Redulog?
Yeah, contact me after the class. Don't not waste time. I'll do it.
Okay, you'll show me how to do it.
Okay, /radida/TLS DMO. Okay, let's remove all the log files. Okay. You have a backup for this, right?
You did it yesterday, so I
Okay.
mean on Monday.
Okay, good. Okay, so we don't have any, let's list actually. We don't have the Redulog files. So let's connect back to SQL. Let's shut down our board. That's the first way, shut down our board. Okay, let's exit. Now, it's still in /oradata/backup, right?
Yeah, hot. You want the hot backup, so it's hot TLS DMO.
Okay, hot TLS.
capital
DMO.
letter. It doesn't matter. It's capital letter.
Okay. Hot TLS DMO. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to copy all the log files to /oradata/TLS DMO. Okay. Connect to SQL, and we can actually let's first list /oradata/TLS DMO. Okay, you have your Redulogs. Okay. Now let's start up mount. Okay, now we want to recover database using backup control file until cancel. Okay, we get %u here. So let's apply okay, let's try with Redulog 3.
Are you sure it's 3?
Wait, can you just check on this other one?
Yes,
You
it's
can
3.
check. It's not 3. It's not because you see a sequence 3 that it means that it's 3.
Already succeeded, but open
Anita, get
more.
Anyone, not any trying to go.
it
Let's
works.
try another one.
2 is okay too.
Is she having problem with this one too?
No, she doesn't. It's fine.
What are you trying to go? No,
2,
it's
2, 2.
Radida/TLS demo/redo32.log.
Ça va. Hey,
Emma, she has a problem.
It's saying the same thing, Emerald, system 01.dbf.
No, it's not the same error.
It's not
Or
the
at
same.
least recovery to be reconsistent. Okay.
It's not the same.
I said 1.
Go
1 is
01.
okay. 1 is okay.
Brian,
Okay,
Sean,
let's try the one then.
it's gonna go now.
Just check it instead of guessing like that.
No, I just said 1. 1 was good.
Why one is good? Why?
Because they used 2 and 3, it didn't work. So the only option is 1.
Radida/TLS
Who is the group for this?
redo 01.
I told you. Look. Hey,
Okay,
I told
this
you
one.
there was
So
an
in
issue.
this case, what you need
We do 0.
cancel and to be willing to lose data, basically. So you enter cancel. Parallel recovery that unexpectedly. So at this point, what you need to do is that you need
Leave
to
that.
What does that mean, Emerald?
Accept living data.
The slave is
It
dead.
means that it didn't allow you to
Recover.
recover from the point in time, from the latest point in time.
Is redo always this complicated? Like,
No, it's not actually. It's not.
Then why
Okay.
is this
So
complicated?
at this, it's not complicated.
I mean, what's happening now here?
or is my database that is just
Is your
No,
database that's
the database is fine. When it's like this, and it's just that the redo we're not enough to recover because it's asking for sequence 3, right? So in this case, you need to be willing to lose data, right? So alter system set allow underscore reset logs underscore corruption
I haven't seen this one
equals
before.
true scope equals SP file.
So Emerald, you have all these command on your brain.
Alter database open. I've practiced a lot. Alter database open reset logs.
My good time on.
File 1 needs more recovery to be consistent. Oh, my bad. What did I forget?
Shut down about.
Down.
Yes. Shut down avoid. All right. And then startup mount.
but we did it then.
No, we didn't. After alter system set, I went straight to alter database open instead of shutting down and restarting. Let me create file from SP file, alter database open reset logs.
I told you it was gonna work.
Okay, Oracle terminated, disconnected. Okay, that's okay. You just exit. If it gives you that error,
okay, I
snapshot
got
to
that
all
before.
segment. You just connect back and then you start up.
Okay.
Dismounted.
It's taking a while to start. Okay, terminated. You exit. It does that.
Okay.
So you can but you can see that the errors are different from this one and this one, right?
Does that mean we're progressing or we're just getting worse?
No. Sometimes,
fire to
honestly,
fire.
sometimes it just opens.
It
It's
went
just that the time
from
is
from four oral errors to 7. You're progressing.
Hey man,
okay. Now it's
Brian,
open.
Yeah, progressing incrementally.
finish your
So
mouth,
now
not
it's
delete them.
Yeah. Hey, how do I ever don't finish?
Emerald, please.
Honestly, I did not do that much.
Nothing.
it's just
Nothing. I didn't understand anything.
Emerald, you finish?
just exit and start up. Excuse me?
You finish with the question?
Yeah, it's open now.
Huh? Why did it start before getting to open?
What?
I was just saying exit, connect, exit.
Why exit?
Emerald, let's do the redo log again because
It's exhausting. I'm sure you're tired too.
No, honestly, it's just for some database. It's like this morning it was like 5 minutes done, but some database, they're all different, right?
So they need to pray before coming to class.
For example, for your ORCL, point in time recovery was the option because it would keep reading from the northern database. Basically, the system would be reading from a northern database. So it basically depends on the case scenario. For some, it might be full recovery. For some, it might just be you allow reset logs corruption and you open. For some, you just apply the first redo log file and that's it For some, you just apply the first archive logs and that's it, So it's different. It's different.
You said there were 2 options.
Yeah, let's do the other option now. Let's
Only
remove.
one option first is very long like that, and then
Maybe the second one is easier.
That's one. No, actually, the first one is actually not supposed to be that long. It's just because the point in time recovery was all the way to sequence 3. And that was since yesterday. So can you imagine?
So that's the first one, this is almost just like the control file. It's pretty much the same like the control.
So that means each time we open our database, we should just like back up first, like shut down immediate when you open, and then.
No, you know that you should not back up your database all the time, right?
I mean, like the point in time recovery now, like you log in
yes,
and then
you
shut down immediate. It has a.
You should definitely have it.
Okay.
So, yes.
So it's good, like when you want to do like a test on your database, like a play database. It's good to always back up before doing that.
No,
yes, whatever you want. It's usually good to back up before trying to experiment.
Arman is the shortest now.
Yes, Arman is, but as a DBA, you should know how to do it without Arman. But with Arman, yeah, it's easier.
But Arman has never been in my favor.
Really?
For real, I always prefer this one.
I've never used
Arman will be in your favor, don't worry. Okay, the logs are gone. Let's connect back to SQL. Okay, here you can see the database is open, right?
Boom.
The database is open, so we don't shut down the database in this case. We just leave it like this, open.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's not the fix, though.
That's not the fix.
You just remove it now. You just
Come on, guys. Come on, guys.
The log file, right? The redo log file.
The log files are missing, and you think it's okay? Of course, it's not. You have to.
No.
Right? You have to fix it. Okay.
Now,
how do you fix it?
Put down a board.
Check. Select member from V. Actually, no.
Select everything, members, sequence, group.
Sequence number, group number.
Group number, what else?
Members. Status. From V.
Yeah, member.
Status number.
From Vidal. Okay, so we have the first one is current. This one is inactive. This one is inactive. So we want to clear. Things that are not there, right? You want to clear them. Alter the database, clear.
The logs.
Log file. Group 1. We do the same thing for group 2.
You clear one by one.
Yeah, we clear them because we know that they cannot be used anymore. So when we clear them,
can't you just clear them all at the same time? 1, 2, 3.
Right.
Okay. Now, from here, we clear 1 and 2. Can we clear the group 3?
Nope. It's
no,
current.
it's current.
Yes, we cannot because it's current. So now what we're going to do is drop. After the database, drop. What did we clear first?
1 and 2.
1.
Group 1.
Okay. Drop log file group 1. But we know that we don't have any of them. Actually, we now have redo 1 and redo 2. So they are there already. So we're good. But I just dropped it. So let me just remove this one.
Sir.
So
Emerald, which command are you using in front of the ROM?
exclamation mark.
Because it's quick. Because she's in SQL. That's why.
Okay, it's an operating system command.
This is I'm sorry, but that's a DB1 question. I'm not even answering.
No, I know, but the problem was I thought we can use normal. No, it's fine. It's fine.
Because she does not want to exit to go back to the home directory. It's gonna take a long journey.
File cannot be created.
So,
File doesn't
I don't understand. You clear the log file, you drop the log file, and you listed the log file as still there. I don't get it.
Excuse me?
You just clear the log file, then you drop the log file. So
yeah, I didn't remove
when
it
you list,
right?
Reducer appearing when you list.
Excuse me?
She's listing it physically, but it's still there logically. Well, she dropped it logically.
Yes.
No, but she first dropped it physically when she listed it above. She removed the logs. She
they're not there.
all logs. Then she listed it. The logs were not there. She cleared, dropped, and she listed it. The log came back. So I don't understand.
Magic.
I just dropped group 1, right? I don't understand. Yeah, when you clear, right? It would come back there basically. Yes. So I actually didn't need to
Wonderful.
drop it. But let's just do /oradata. I want to recreate that. TLS demo redo 01.log.
So Emma, we saw that group 3 was covering, but it's not there physically.
Group 3? Yes,
yeah.
Exactly. Group 3
It
is
wasn't
not there.
there.
It wasn't there.
She didn't clear group 3, so it didn't come.
I know. I'm saying when she listed it wasn't there.
That's what I'm saying. She didn't. She said when you clear it, it comes back. So she didn't clear group 3. That's why the group 3 didn't come back.
Okay, now we have redo 1, redo 3, and we cannot even clear group 3. If I try to clear group 3, you'll see what it says. You cannot clear an active. It will tell you that it needs to be archived. So let's try so that you guys can see actually. Group 3, right? Log 3 needed for crash recovery, for instance. Now, since group 1 and group 2 were cleared, we can switch, right? We can alter system, switch log file, right? And now we can check group 3 shouldn't be current anymore. So now group 3 is active. So we can just alter system checkpoint. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so now it's inactive. Now we can clear it. Alter database. Let's see if we can clear it actually. Clear log file group 3. It's gonna give, okay, database altered. Now let's check. Okay, 4 is current, 2 is unused, 4 is unused. And it's sequence 4. So we have sequence 4, but if you notice, sequence 3 and 2 are gone, basically. Right? So let's exit and see if it actually worked, if the database is not crashed. So let's shut down immediate.
Okay, for group 3, you just clear. You didn't drop it. Why?
I cleared it because I could.
But you didn't drop it like you did for the other ones.
No, I only dropped group 1. I didn't drop group 2, right? Let me see. You can drop if you want, or you can just clear. You have both options. But clearing is actually faster. So let's start up and see if it's crashed or not.
Crash.
Crash.
Open.
Okay, open, right? And you guys saw that the redo logs file were gone. So this is actually the easiest way to do it.
Yeah, this one is easy, but this one is.
And you don't understand anything. This class of today is terrible.
Emerald.
This one is magical.
Emerald.
Okay, let's go step by step because if Natu doesn't understand, then I don't know about the rest of the class.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Go back again.
Okay, let me open the notepad and put the steps there. It's better.
Yeah, better.
Okay, so the first thing is that we removed all files, right?
Yeah. This is the first step one now.
Yes. So database crashed.
Crash. Who crashed?
Crash, right? So it's technically crashed, but the database is still open, right?
Yes.
Active DBA, proactive DBA was able to open, no, not open, to have access to the database while still opened, right?
Yeah.
So you basically checked for the log groups, the status, the sequences, and the groups, right? I mean, actually already put groups.
Members, yeah.
Members, thank you. And the members. So the next step is that you cleared, or if you wanted to, dropped all the unarchived, all the inactive groups, right?
Yeah.
So should you clear or you should drop?
She said
You
clear.
can do both.
Clear or
Clear
drop?
or drop, right? Whatever
Oh.
you're comfortable with. In some case scenarios, right, you can drop. In other cases, you can just clear.
If you
Right.
clear, therefore you have to still drop, or you just have to clear only.
Clear
No, if you
or
clear,
drop.
Shut
the
up.
thing is, if you're clear,
English.
clear and the regular files will appear in the
Because
directory.
I saw what she did previously. Now she cleared and then she dropped again.
And she asked that is about right.
No, I use the example for you to see that you also have the
Okay.
option to drop.
Okay.
So I cleared group 1 and group 2, but I dropped group 1 and
Okay.
recreated a file, right?
Okay. Yep.
Thank you
So
for that.
we cleared all the inactive. Now the active one, we changed the status of the active redo, right? Actually, of the current redo, not active. Of the current redo to inactive. Now, once inactive, we cleared it. We cleared it. Now, there are some case scenarios, right? Because in some case scenarios, you can't drop it. You cannot directly drop the inactive redo. Like this morning, we couldn't drop the inactive redo. We had to clear, alter database, clear an archived log file group. In our case, it was group 3, right? And then once we're able to clear it, then you're good.
Okay, so Emerald, when you clear the thing, right? How do you check that it's clear? The sequence is gonna be 0 or
database altered. What do you mean? How do you check that it's cleared?
Yeah, like how do you check that you actually cleared it?
It reappears in your list.
There's a select statement that you run and then it shows you that this one is no longer there.
Oh
no, when you clear,
wait, no, that's when you drop it.
Just allow it to be overwritten again, right? Okay, let's see the example we use when we cleared. We listed. You see that here we didn't have. Actually,
Oh,
here
so you see it when you list?
You see, yes. Here we didn't have any redo, right? They were all gone, basically, right? We don't have any redo here. But then we clear group 1, and then we clear group 2, and then we drop group 1. So basically, let's just focus on these 2. We clear group 1, and then we clear group 2. And you see that group 1,
okay,
they came back, right? So when you clear, you allow you allow them to be overwritten. Now let's look at the sequence number. Here it was sequence 1, and here we have sequence 2, and here we have sequence 3. So 1, 2, 3. You notice that when we cleared, the sequence changed, right? From 1 and 2 to 0. You guys see the difference?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that was what she was asking, if the sequence should be 1,
Yeah.
should be 0 before.
Yeah, the sequence, I noticed the sequence change.
Yeah.
Yes.
To 0.
They are unused. They're basic. You see that the status came back to unused. So they're basically like brand new.
They're useless.
A little bit, please.
Scroll up.
Yes. Where you remove.
It doesn't make sense though, because when we drop.
Where you remove, there's a place where you remove a log file, a log group.
Yes, here. You mean drop?
You clear, you drop, and you remove.
That's for the group 1, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, that's for group 1. I cleared it and then I dropped it.
Yeah, no, right. There's a place where you remove, where you use RN. Just
yes.
Yeah.
That's for the same for group 1.
Why did you remove? I don't get it.
I didn't have to remove, right? Okay. But if you drop it, you have no other option than to remove the file, because logically it still sees that file. Right?
Okay.
And it's still there physically. So I wouldn't be able to recreate it and add it to the instance if it's physically present. So I have to remove it physically to be able to connect it to a redo log, basically.
So when you clear, you have to remove, but when you drop, you have to remove.
Yes. Like we did in DB1. So clear is another option in this case. So are we good?
Yes.
Okay. Now we are going to do cloning. We have 40 minutes to do cloning.
Wait, can we see your notepad? Is that it for the steps?
Yes. Shut down immediate and start up to check that your database is up. Because it might look up, but then when you shut down and you try to start up, drama, right? So it's always good to shut down after that and then start up.
Say drama.
Okay, so are we good?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so you guys remember cloning, right? Give me the steps we did to do hot cloning, hot cloning. And I don't need to tell you that I'm not sending you the script, right? We are just doing it together.
What? We did cold cloning.
We did cold.
Yes, we are doing hot cloning now.
Okay, well, you have to create the directories.
Yes. Create the relevant directories. Exactly. What are the directories that need to be created?
The DOM file.
Right. What's the path?
Or data.
The clone data.
Why do you have to create it in? You don't want to create in Aura data?
Mm-hmm.
The DOM file in Aura data? Really?
Oh, no. Oh, yeah, my bad.
Anita, you're already hot.
Admin.
No, scratch that. I didn't say that.
Okay, my bad.
Okay, so /user1/app/oracle
Admin.
admin.
You don't
Okay,
have
you want to clone from TLS demo to refresh. Okay, let's name it test instead of refresh. So you want to clone from TLS demo to test. Okay. So you want to okay, test, right?
Adam.
And Adam. Right. What else?
The directory of the test of the clone database test.
Okay, the live location.
Mm-hmm.
Test, right. What else?
The it is what is that?
FRA/
Right. We want
Yeah,
to create
the
a FRA.
Yeah.
But why do you want to create a FRA?
For backup. For your backups, to store your backups.
Okay. What else?
You don't need the OAuth.
Yes, but we are still at the step of creating directories, right? We are still creating directories. So that's it for creating directories.
Oh, for the core backup that we did on DB1, that was it.
That was?
Yeah, that's it. That was it.
Okay. Next step.
You have to edit your Aura tab and TNS names.
Right.
I think the TLS name can come later, but the OAuth.
Yes, let's do the TNS name now because we're going to use it. So let's edit, we need to edit Aura tab. You can use Pudi or WinSCP.
Or
So let's just
WinSCP.
use Pudi or WinSCP. And then TNS name is the same. You can use VI or WinSCP. Okay. Next.
Create the P file.
Oh, you can actually
yeah, the SP file.
Comment. What?
Create the P file.
Okay.
Of the target database.
Okay.
Of,
create the P file of target from
TLS demo. Of TLS demo.
Good. Hey, you guys are smart. Next.
Edit
You have
the P
to
file.
edit the P file.
Edit the P file.
If there are any, if you put your, how do you call it, control files in different directories.
Okay. Edit the P file, right?
If necessary.
No, it's you are definitely
you still edit it because this is the source P file from this P file from the source database.
Yeah, you definitely.
So what will you have to edit?
You have to edit.
Yeah, never mind.
P file. Yeah.
But if you're doing this
SCD.
Yeah, as set command, you don't have to, right?
Yeah,
I don't know. This is
you use the set command to edit.
Edit.
Okay, sure. Then it's edit.
You can use set or do it manually.
Oh, thank you.
4th step.
Oh, Emerald, I actually have a question on the set command. I've noticed like when you're putting in brackets, there's always like a small letter S and a small letter G, or
yes.
Small letter S in front and small letter G at the end. What does that signify?
This is basically the way the comment is, right? So you put S before for the first, for what needs to be replaced, right? And then the G, what comes right before the G is what you want to replace it to. So this is basically the way the comment is.
Okay.
So what's the fourth step?
Create the trace control file.
Right. Create trace control file. Right.
Author database backup control.
You like authoring database. That's good. Control file, trace as slash or data.
Yeah. Slash test slash control.
The alter database, you put the
It's
backup
control.
It's control
test. Control test.
It's okay. It can be whatever name you want.
Yeah, you can name it whatever.
You can name it Bello.
Okay.
Yeah, Bello.
Okay, after doing this, what's the next step?
You have to edit it.
Yes. Edit.
You
Now,
delete.
same as
In
in
DB2. You guys are really in DB2.
I know, right? Can you imagine? It's like, yeah, you guys are good.
I'm proud of you.
I'm so proud, man. Same as in DB1, right?
Yeah, I want to know.
Step 5.
Shut down the source database.
Shut down.
No.
No, you have to bring to move the edit control file to the.
Read that. That's what.
Oh, so you can don't shut it down. Okay.
Yes, that's why it's hot. You clone while the database is up and running.
Okay. So you just copy then, without shutting it down.
Why do I copy? Why do I copy? Okay, when we shut down the database, right? What is it for?
When you what?
You want to shut
when
down
we shut down the database to do the cold cloning at step 5, why do we shut it down?
Because you want to copy
checkpoint.
You want.
We want to.
You want to copy. You want to copy all the files. So you have to shut it down normal for it to be consistent.
I only want to hear DBA words. I don't know what you mean by that.
Restore.
Bring the database to consistency.
No, really? Come on, guys.
Well, the file to be consistent.
Wow.
You want checkpoint to take place so that the CS, that number.
Why do we shut down the database?
The SCN number.
She said that number.
Why do we shut down the database? You guys know the answer. Come on.
To make the file consistent, right? So what? Okay.
Why do we make the file consistent?
Why?
To run a consistent backup.
Thank you. Right? We shut down the database to run a consistent backup, right?
So your copy. Okay. You wanted to say backup.
But you said copy.
Then you have to restore.
No, it's copy, not restore. You're actually
you guys
copying.
are in DB2 now. You have to use DBA words. You cannot say just to copy the file. You want to do a backup. You cannot just say copy, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's to perform a user managed cold backup. So here we want to perform
a hot backup.
Exactly. A user managed hot backup. So this is what you want to do. So select name from $, data file.
Yeah. Name from data control.
One left to left. Thank you. Control file. Okay. Select name from $, control file. So user manage hard backup.
I don't understand this union or what is it for?
Instead of writing 1, just put everything in one sentence,
SQL.
everything.
Because that's supposed to be 4 different SQLs, but a union all combines it to one
Yes.
SQL.
And gives you the output in one.
You don't need the all at the end, right? You can just put union.
I don't understand. Explain again, please.
So Maria,
Normally you
Yeah,
do
address and
select name. First, normally you do select name from $V data file as one SQL, and then $V10 file as one SQL. But then when you do union all, it combines all those SQLs into one. But it gives you the answer combined.
There is something I want to ask. In hot backup, do we like shut down the database?
No, never. That's the whole point of it being a hot backup, right?
Okay, now for the part, like when we were doing I think we saw at the practice, we wasn't doing the hot backup, we were doing the cold backup.
What practice in DB1?
No, the normal practice, like the practice of yesterday on Monday, did we do like hot backup?
What?
On Monday, we didn't try to do cloning.
I'm a little bit.
So at the first backup that we did, I think we did a cold one, then a
we
hot.
did both. What she's doing now is cloning, it's not backup.
Okay.
But you want to back up those files, right?
Yes.
The cloning that she's
It's a
doing.
hot cloning, right? It's hot cloning. So the database needs to be up all the time.
Okay, so it's hot cloning, not hot backup.
To do the
you have
hot
to back up.
cloning, you need to use the hot backup.
And now I'm confused because for some hot backup, when we lost some files like control files and the other files, like we had to shut down our board. In the
Yes, that's in case of a crash, right?
Yeah.
That's in specific case of a crash. Your database is crashed. It cannot be opened if the control files are missing, right? So you have no choice but to shut down a board and recover, restore and recover. In that case, you don't have any other option because it's crashed anyway. What will you do?
So now, but now, if it's crashed now, then when you're doing the cloning, how are you gonna do?
So you want to clone a crash database?
It's not gonna work.
That's not a good idea.
Trying is not killing. It's just to try.
Just try it on yourself, okay?
You can.
And let me
I know your student number or use your own.
You know, we use your own for class to make our exercise available.
Yeah, it's not a good idea too. I mean, why would you clone a crash database? If it's crashed, it means that it will still be crashed, right?
You just need to fix it.
Anyway, so then we can begin the backup. So alter database,
Begin backup.
Alter database and backup.
So it means for the cold and hot cloning, all the steps are the same, except for the place that you have to shut down. That's when the difference comes in.
Excuse me?
It means for the hot backup is the same.
It's basically the same, yes. Yes.
And it only changed where you have to shut down. That's where the change comes in.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, it's not the only change. There are other changes coming next. So we copy. We have two main changes. That's it. 2 tests. Okay. Okay.
Emerald, please, I have a question. So that copy right there, if maybe we had data files or control files in different directories, then we'll copy that too, right? In between there.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Actually, I need to add that.
Okay.
Emerald, please, I need to be clear.
Yes.
I'm still confused.
Why are you confused?
I'm not confused on that part of the hot backup because on like on the case where I think it was when we lost like our control files, our files, we did a hot backup. I think we did a hot backup where we shut down the database, we shut down our board, Then we use, after we shut down about, then we try to look if our database was on archive log mode. We check that, and after then we have to do our backup by altering the database begin backup. So I'm confused of that word of like we shutting down about and using the word alter database begin backup. So I don't know if we are joining, like linking a cold backup and hot backup.
Okay. You know cold backup, right?
Yeah.
Is the cold backup the same as cold cloning?
No.
No.
What's the difference?
Edit cut.
The difference is that one is cloning, the other one is the backup, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But they are related because we need a cold backup to do a cold cloning, right? We need a consistent backup to be able to do a cold cloning, right? Now, it's the same for hot backup and hot cloning. They are different. One is just a backup, and the other one is a cloning, right? So in order to create another database that looks like TLS DMO, right?
Yeah.
And in order for us to perform a hot cloning, we need a user-managed hot backup, right?
Yeah.
Right? So this has nothing to do with when the database crashes, when whatever happens, the log files go wild or the control files go wild. It's totally different. This is a cloning. The database should be up, running, and not have any problem, right?
Correct.
You cannot clone a crash database. I mean, how will you even start backing up a crash database? You cannot even do a hard cloning with a crash database. You can attempt to do cold cloning, but you will see that when you will want to open the database, it will tell you that whatever is inconsistent, whatever is missing, right?
Yeah. I'm getting the difference. Thank you.
Okay.
That microphone is having corona.
Me, I think it's
Right,
you're using
based on your
MTN.
result, you can get what?
The ask question for you, no talk. Now the one you want talk.
Okay, what's the next one? Step 6.
Emerald, what do you mean by based on your result?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, also based on the result. Make sure that you you copy all the files belonging to the source database to the target, right?
Yes.
Right. So this is important. I mean, next week we'll be doing the other practice. This week I'm giving you guys a little break. I'll give you guys an assignment to do, so it won't be too, and you have the cloning to do, so it wouldn't be too much. But next week you'll have to do a cloning where the log files are in different directory, the control files are in a different directory, so that you can know how to do both ways. So that one is the easy one, actually. Okay, step 6.
You want to remove all the control file from test?
Yes, thank you. You want to, actually, let's name it 5A and then 5B. Actually, let's make it 5, step 6. Remove all control files from test. Actually, let's name it target database. Okay. Step 7.
You want to edit your test?
Edit test database. How do you edit that?
No, you see, you copy the TLS DMO all the files, right? and of course the names. I'm sure the names are still as TLS demo.
What do you mean?
Okay, I'm saying the data files in test. They still carry TLS demo name, right?
Emerald.
But
Okay.
you removed them.
The backup. Okay.
Like when you took the
I don't
backup.
understand what you mean by the file. The file don't carry the database name.
Okay,
The structure of the database, basically, they are in control file. That's why we remove the control files, right?
But you,
So
you removed everything. So
I think this is where you have to use the hot backup location.
Where do we remove everything? What did we remove? Here we only remove the control files. That's it.
Oh,
right.
the control file. Okay.
Yes.
And then you exit and connect to the new database.
Right. That's step 8.
You run the command.
That's the last step, right? Connect. I'm not putting .ora environment like in DB1.
Okay.
You should know what it means.
Mm-hmm.
Connect to target database. So create
SP file from P file.
File from P file.
And then you have to run, the control.
That's it. And then recover database using backup control file until cancel.
Oh, so you do that after run.
Database open.
Open with seller.
Yes. Okay, now there is a step 7. So these two are the main difference, step 5 and step 7. The step 7, basically you copy the archive logs of source database to target, right? That's it.
What's the command?
What's the command for that base?
Can you
You can use CP or you can use WinSCP. But we'll do it. Okay, so we have your script, hot cloning from evening class.
Okay, you send us, right?
Absolutely not.
Thank you.
Okay,
no.
Let's create.
She said no. She said absolutely not.
Let's all take a picture, please. Can you scroll up a little bit?
Can you make it full screen, please?
Oh.
Please. Everyone, can you make it full screen? Oh, geez.
Okay, we are going to start.
Emerald, can you scroll up, please?
It's all the way up.
So now that, is it because it's cloning that when you reset the log, you don't have to do another backup, or that's just fine? You just end a reset.
No. Yeah, we end there, and you can do it. I mean, it's a new database, right? So you would need to back.
Yes, can you go down?
Go down.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
At least wait until it works now instead of taking it.
That's what I was about to say. Like,
it's going to work.
Wait and see if it works.
What if it doesn't?
You won't.
You know, Emerald,
why not?
We troubleshooting things at step 3. You find that she reached at step 5, you won't understand where she went.
You won't.
Emerald, since we're here, I have a question.
Yeah.
So if, for instance, I created my database on DBCA, and then I made a mistake while creating it, where can I go and change it?
If,
like, for instance, if I put like Aura data, you know, where they say like, where do you want your data files location to be? You put Aura data. What if I put like /Aura data / the database name? And then now I think I have 2 directories.
yes, TLSDMO, right?
Yeah. So how would I correct that?
You can change the You can change the file location.
How?
By renaming the file. Actually, that's
renaming.
Yes.
Hmm?
You can
File
copy
is a
You can just change it in like a file. Like, is there like one of the files that you can change it?
No, you have to rename it to rename the full path.
rename the full path. How?
We'll do that. We'll do that. Just remind me to do it. Let's do the cloning for now. It's different. For example, for the control file, there is a way to do it. I think we did it in DB1. You guys forgot?
No,
No, we didn't do it. What we are saying is that, okay,
I'm very
you know,
sure we did it in DB1.
you know, usually when you want to see like what, usually when you want to see like what your database have, right? You do something like maybe cd / oradata / let's say TLS-DMO, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now instead of doing that, for you to see what your database have, you have to cd / oradata / TLS-DMO.
DMO twice.
TLS-DMO. Yes.
Yeah, I heard it.
Mm-hmm.
She has to rename the file. That's what I said. We did that in DB1 together.
No,
Maybe you did it in the class in the morning.
I did that with the evening and the morning class. I'm
No,
very sure of that.
no.
So you have to rename which file? Just
all of
like
them. You have to rename the redo logs, the control files, and the data files.
Nice.
Okay, so that, I mean, Natu, that's all you gotta do then. You can
you
just
know,
edit your those 3 files. Right? That's it, right? Do you need to edit your P file?
Your P file? No, you don't.
okay, what I did is that maybe I've even crashed the database, but it was working this morning. what I did is that, right? I went to Windows CP. So I went to the second TLS-DMO, right? And I copied everything to a folder that I created on my desktop. So I copied all the data files that were there. Like everything that were there, all the data file table, everything that was there, I copied it in a new folder and I kept it there. So I opened the first TLS-DMO and I put everything back in the first TLS-DMO and I deleted the second TLS-DMO.
And
did
you
it
open
work? I don't think it worked, right?
It worked.
It worked? Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was working this morning when after that it was working. So I don't know if I'll come.
Did you shut down and restart? Because logically your database knows that your files are in a specific. That's why you have to move those data files to the new location. Even though you remove one TLS-DMO, one directory, but you still let logically the instance knows that, okay, you move the files. That's why there is a SQL format. There are SQL formats. For the control files, it's easy. You can just alter database, alter system set control files, right? And for the data files, you can alter database, move data file from one location to the other. So there are different ways. But let's
maybe I've crashed all my database.
let's do the cloning. Try to shut down and start up.
Yeah, Emma, you showed that in DB1. I remember now.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do the cloning. We need to be done with the cloning. Okay, the first thing is you want to create the 3 directories. So let's create them. Okay, 1, 2, 3 created. Let's check. Okay. Okay, it's there. Now let's edit Aura tab. Okay. Let's edit Aura tab. Aura CL. Okay, now let's edit TNS names. I just VI'd, oh my goodness. CD. Okay. And we want to change TLS demo to test. Okay, step 3, create P file. Okay, are we still on TLS demo? No, you should actually be on ORCL. TLS demo, okay. On TLS demo, we want to create P file of target database from SP file. So create P file equals slash data, no. Oracle home slash DBS slash image test, right?
Right.
From SP file. Okay, now we have it. Now we can go and edit. Yeah. Wait, how come it's empty? Okay, let me see it to there.
You need a dollar sign in front. A dollar sign.
I didn't put $sign. Oh, okay.
No.
Okay. Okay, actually, let me just use WinSCP for this. Student 61. One, Oracle, order, network, actually DBS.
So Emerald, I have a question. All these other
Yeah.
files for all the other databases that I deleted, I can delete those too, right?
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Okay. So we are good with the editing of the P file. Now you want to create P file. Okay, we're done with that. Create trace control file. Okay. Alter database. Backup control file. Trace as slash data slash test slash control SQL. Okay, now we want to go and edit. Test. Now we remove everything before startup no mount, and we remove the space between standby and data file and everything after, right?
Yeah.
And reuse to set. And we change your reset logs to reset logs. That's it.
Yeah, you have to change the name of the database.
Yes. And that's it.
Emerald, please, I have a question on here. You see where it says max data files? Does that mean like the maximum number of data files there you can put there is
for the database 100? Exactly.
Okay. But then if you want more, you can just edit that.
Yes, you can edit that. Same for the log members and log files. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Actually, we do that for practice. Okay, we are done with step 4. Now let's do step 5. Step 5 is perform a user manage hard backup. So let's copy everything. Okay, we already know that everything is in TLS demo anyway. So, but let's alter database, begin backup. What?
No, in archive log.
It's not in archive log?
No.
How come?
Oh la la.
Why isn't my archive log?
You put it and but the other day we did it, we put it right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the other time it was in archive log.
Yeah, it's not.
How
Oh, it
come?
was the ORC.
No, that's bad. Because I wanted us to use archive logs in case they ask for archive logs, but it's okay.
Wait, so I thought we enabled, does it disable by itself?
Are you sure you did?
Yeah,
On Monday, you worked on this database on Monday.
Okay, then maybe it's the point in time recovery that we did.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, alter database. Alter database. So let's do the same step.
Our destination is not the FRA too. I think so.
Let's see.
UTV underscore recovery.
Parameter recovery. No, it's in FRA.
Okay.
Okay, we have everything that we can copy. Actually, we need to begin the backup. So alter database, begin backup.
Wait, which one are you using?
Excuse me?
Was using another window.
Yeah, which body are you using?
No, she used the other one. She left the one she was cloning.
Oh, okay.
To do the archive.
Okay, now we copy. That's the longest part of it, basically. And then we end the backup, our database and backup. And then move on to step 6.
What was wrong with the first one? Oh, space. Oh, the exclamation mark. Okay. So do we use the hot backup location? Yeah, no way. I don't.
Okay, now we are going to end the backup. What did you say?
At what point do we use the hot back? Like, I thought we were supposed to use like maybe the location of the hot backup for the clone.
Right. The clone is the files we have. That's the backup location, /test, right? But we turn that backup location into a new database, into the clone database.
That's a backup location?
No, we're going to recover when you connect to the new
The
database.
actual database begin backup, right?
Yes.
Then we CP everything from TLS demos to /radida/test. So what is it? What do we have in /radida/test here?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Test
Nothing.
is the database that we are creating.
We have nothing. We just copied from
Yeah, if you're copying, yeah, then you have everything from TLS DMO.
Which is?
All the data files. And
which is?
Restoring.
Oh God.
I don't get it.
Which is the backup?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because I said copy the data, I said no, it's backup.
So it's a backup. /radida/test is a backup of TLS DMO, right? So we remove all the control files. Go on. Now we're going to do, let's do that on WinSCP. Okay, so this is a different part, so pay attention. So from TLS DMO, here we have the archive logs, right?
Right.
We come here and we duplicate, and then we edit from TLS DMO to test. That's why we create the directory /radida/FRA/test, right? And we send all the archive logs of TLS DMO to test. Okay, now let's go to archive logs. Now we have the archive log from the first and from the third. Actually, it's empty. Okay, that's because we just created them. But normally they shouldn't be empty, but we have the archive logs from the other day, from the first. And in test, you can see that the archive logs are here, right?
Right.
So all the archive logs of TLS DMO are now in test, in /radida/FRA/test. Okay, now we connect. Now this is step 7. Let's have the steps next to us. Okay, now we are done with copying the archive logs of store database to target. Now we connect to test. Connect to SQL. We create SP file from P file. And then we are going to run
the control file.
Yes, exactly. Going to run it. The server is getting slow. Okay, control files created, right? Now the database is now mounted. So we can recover database using backup, control file, until cancel. Right? Can we use this one?
No.
No. Why?
Because it's not good.
Why is it not good?
I saw percentage there.
Because we're not sure.
Because of percentage U.
Yeah.
Because of percentage U, it's not good, right?
Right.
Now,
So, please, can you explain again that percentage U, please?
basically, when you see like it says percentage U, it means that this one is not available. Basically, this archive log doesn't exist. It's not available. This is what it would expect. They would expect that this is basically the next archive that would be created that will have the sequence 5 but it's not created yet,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So now you want to apply the redo. So when you do a cloning like this, you can apply the redo of the target database, and you can apply the redo of the source database. So let's apply the redo of the target database. So /oradata/test redo. Let's start with redo 01.log.
Are you sure it's redo 01?
Excuse me?
I was like, are you sure it's redo 01?
What is two?
So it says archive log contains sequence 5, sequence 4, sequence 5 is required. So it would be redo 2.
Okay. Okay.
So /oradata/test/redo 02. Media recovery complete, right? Now we can alter database, open reset logs.
Oh,
Emerald,
Yes.
why did you say it is advisable for us to use the archive log of the old database?
It says it's optional now. You can use either the old one or
In case the redo are not, I mean, you want it, it's like a user managed hard backup, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you have hard backups and when your database in archive log mode, you do have archive logs. So if you want it to actually be a clone and to actually look like the other database, you need to copy the archive logs too. And you might also be required to apply the archive logs in different cases. So you copy the archive logs, you copy, yeah. So the cloning is done. You see, it's not hard, right? It took like 15 minutes or so.
That's because you did it.
It's not hard, but when we're taking it's only after that we're gonna take it. Maybe we put the listing down because you are a little bit fast, and so we'll play it again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are done with the cloning,
Mm-hmm.
and let's come back in 20 minutes
Okay.
to do chapter 6. Okay.
Okay.
So we start chapter 6.
Chapter 6, yeah. We start chapter 6.
I thought you said today is practical.
Who said that? Friday is practical for the morning class.
No, all the class. You cannot start something, then you allow the evening class. All the class, all. Don't say that. You say we're going to give
We
us.
agreed last time that you guys couldn't do
No,
it.
but we talked. You say we're going to give us 1 week. I thought 1 week
If
was.
I show them anything new, I will share it with you in your group. Okay.
No. I want to take that thing. Don't favor one side, Mama. Just try that thing. We will try to create a time, but at least make it everybody should understand it.
I've probably crashed my database.
So Emerald, are we free to join if we want?
Yeah, of course. You guys can join if you want.
We're going to take our own. So just put the time. For the time should be in the middle. If you're going to start in the morning, 8 at 2, then we're going to start at 6. And so we can just start it at 4 for everybody.
I think the class should decide as a whole.
It's for me. I was just thinking.
Just start at one time.
Even we cry, and then you say you want to hold a class, we must attend. You are a lecturer, so we cannot allow you. You go and attend part of the class somewhere, and then you come. Tomorrow you say in the morning class is good. No. In Jesus' name, we reject that.
Break.
So Natu, for you, you just, I mean, if it's up, you still can save it though. You can just alter the base, rename the files. If it,
I think I kill it. Yeah, just that
if it's not sure.
now it's not allowing me to connect to SQL anymore.
Oh.
Confirm Natu.
Natu, I see. I look at you. You're beginning to come. Like,
You can take my database and my student number, please.
Just create a new one. Drop that one and.
Emerald, just take my student number 144.
I look at like I've cloned you to chair.
You have a backup, right?
Oh God, 144. This is terrible.
Emerald, just wait for this weekend because we have a lot to call you this week. Don't please just accept our message and send something back because I know today my database by tomorrow none of them will be open.
God forbid.
No, we need that mistake, Emerald, to learn.
Break.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. The whole this night is a night of database.
Okay, so Emerald, about this assignment now, do we have to submit it? Because honestly, I had a really hard time trying to do the spool and stuff.
Yes, you actually have to submit it.
Redo it and submit.
That would be difficult. Emerald, I did
so hard.
I did all the assignment. When finished, I just pull up. When I finished the spool up, the file that I created was found in one of my database. And when I opened it, it was empty. So I was after spending 4 hours, 30 minutes on it, empty. Actually,
wow.
I even submitted the file without opening. I submitted the file, then I was trying to go back to open the file and look for a command. And I realized that the file was empty. So I even submitted an empty file.
Correct. Break.
Emerald, please take my student number. My database is
Okay, I'll look at it.
Look at it after the class.
Yeah.
really.
But Anissa, you still need to submit the ORCL, right?
The ORCL, which one?
Yes.
The one.
The one for the you actually still need to do it. So let's see.
I guess I'll have to do it. I'll do it again. But like I said, it's really hard trying to like work in the operating system and then having to connect back. And what I've noticed is like you can't even change directories while you're in SQL. You know, and there's some places where you have to change the directory.
Yeah, you cannot. You can't.
So
honestly, at this point, like we would just copy everything and just paste it in our notepads and submit it like that, because you have to go back, come back, go back.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
It's finished.
Emerald, one quick question, please.
Sure.
Yeah, two actually. The first one, I don't know, were you able to find a solution to that my issue?
You can connect to your database, right?
I can, but you know the formula you used the other time, the script, what's it called now? When you were trying to create a different data, the password file, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I used that one. I noticed that if I use that to create password file for my other two database, I was able to log in as as 6 DB. Yeah, I was able to log in like that, but I can't log in as the regular system anymore. I don't know.
You were able to connect as SYS, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you're supposed to connect as SYS if you connect as SYS DBA.
But right now, right now, I can't even. I can't even connect as maybe if I want to use SQL Plus as 6 DB, I can't connect like that. It doesn't go anymore.
Okay, let me show you. What's your student number?
310
Actually, wait, let me do something first. Time is packing. Okay, what's your student number?
310. 310.
Okay, what's your database? Okay, let's connect to TLSDMO.
Yeah, I can connect with the 6. You see the 6 super plus space 6 slash protect 1 at 6 dBA. I could connect direct, but connecting the regular way, it doesn't work anymore.
What's the regular way? You're connecting as sys here. You're connecting as sys. Or do you mean by using the password, the slash, it doesn't work?
Yes, it doesn't work.
If it doesn't work, it means that in the slash, you don't have those information anymore. It's basically what it means, but you're still able to connect as sys. So you're good.
I want to be perfect. I don't know if it's possible to.
But is it not the same is it not the same? That's basically my question. Is it not the same?
Okay, it's the same, if you say so.
I think you need to find what exactly happened. What
I actually did, I just decided to change my laptop. I just got a new one today, and I'm trying to just because I feel I have a feeling that I messed up the what do you call it, the installation. I messed up the installation, and I
think something went wrong in the installation process.
Yeah.
Because your database doesn't have any problem because you can connect as sys, right?
Yeah.
You can still connect as sys, but you cannot connect. You cannot connect by using the slash. So something probably, I guess, with the installation went wrong.
Because when I was trying to do my OC exam, I couldn't use my laptop too. It was giving me Java error.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so I feel maybe I messed up something in the lab. That's why I said let me just change it completely.
Yeah.
I hope if I change it, it will work for me. I know.
You see, like here it says SQL plus C slash Brontek 1, right?
Yes, that's the only way to connect.
In her case, I do the same. Okay,
Sorry?
see, here it says SQL plus slash assys DBA.
Exactly, I can't connect like that.
The slash assys DBA is for sys. You know that, right? Slash means that the user that's in the password file and the password that's in the password file is the one connecting. So I think there must be something wrong, honestly. I've been thinking about it because you really can't. And I think the error it gives you is that you cannot. Insufficient privilege, right?
Yeah.
So it means that the information that are in the slash, right?
Yes.
They don't have the sufficient privilege to connect to SysDBA.
Oh, okay.
So that's basically what it's saying. But you're good. It's not like you can connect access, you can still connect access. It's just that this command doesn't work. So it has to do with maybe a software issue.
You're right.
Yes.
All right, thank you. There's somewhere where you were doing the cloning. I don't know. I noticed that you say you are doing a hot cloning, right? I
Yes.
noticed that you shut down and you start back up again. Is it the source or the target that you shut down? So it's supposed to be hotspot, right?
What did you say?
I said I noticed you shut down. You know, you were very fast when you were doing it. You shut down and you restarted. You start
Didn't
back up.
shut down at any time. I didn't shut down. I did not shut down. What did I shut down?
No, on the. I don't know if you
The
can check
script
your.
is, I followed the script step by step, right? I didn't move left. I didn't move right. At no point I shut down. Actually, this morning I did shut down because I didn't remove the control files. But this evening I didn't shut down anything.
I thought I saw something like shut down. I don't know.
You thought?
Maybe my eyes is playing tricks on me. I don't know.
Your eyes are definitely playing tricks on you. Maybe. Let's get ready for chapter 6. Actually, it's a very interesting chapter though, chapter 6.
Everything is interesting for you.
Right?
Break.
So basically with the evening class, the morning class, you're going to have class because they really want it. And I cannot tell them, no, we can have class because the evening class can. And I understand that why you guys cannot have class because, I mean, you still have to pay your bills and stuff. So I understand that. So I understand that some people cannot attend. But the people who can attend, if there are like even 2 or 3 people who can attend and you're part of different groups, at least what you will hear, you can always report it back to your group. From 10 to 2.
Okay, meaning you will take the evening class too, from 6 to 10.
I can.
No, for we ML, you can't have 6 hours with them. And
everybody, the morning class, the morning class, not everybody. Emerald, you can't tell me everybody.
Guys, I promise you that I will share what I do with them. If I show them new comments, I will show you the new comments as well. I will send it like in a file and I'll post it.
Just take it on the Friday. The people who want to attend, they can attend. Happen that way.
But Emerald is simple now. They say there's a class on Friday, so it means you're still teaching in the morning and in the evening.
So you guys change your mind?
Yes, I've changed my mind.
Okay.
No.
Thank you.
No.
But on Friday, we won't be doing any new material. We'll just be going over the same things. Not the same things. I will give you guys an extra assignment. I mean, I know it's already a lot, but it's actually a very interesting.
Bye-bye.
So if you have issues on Friday, right? If you have actually any issue, it's good to come on Friday so I'll have the time to do it. Because Monday and Wednesday, I really can't spend time on fixing issues like that.
Please, can you mute yourself?
You might make myself a break.
Emerald,
No, it's not
Yes.
break. It's not break.
you told
Oh,
us
my bad.
that there's a way you can see like everything that you were doing on Fuji, like the history.
Yes.
What did you use that day?
Sorry. History.
Just history?
Yes.
But we used it, it didn't work.
Matsu, you see that my brain is very sharp.
It didn't work now. Didn't you see that it didn't work?
History didn't work.
No.
Really?
Now to go to your
What is
Twitter
this?
and check that thing now.
Not to, please stop distracting. It's working. What do you mean?
It wasn't working yesterday. Okay, Monica, did you?
So what happens today?
I don't know. We didn't yesterday. It didn't work. That's why I asked you the command. Like, we knew it was history, but it didn't work. So I thought maybe there was something before history or something like that. It didn't work.
Yeah, just history.
Because that's what we were trying to do.
It's lowercase history.
When I discovered that the file was empty, I tried to.
It seems we put the mathematics.
History only shows you the operating system commands, so everything you did in SQL is
Yes.
not going to be there.
Yes.
Go to Allen Log.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Anyway, my two databases are crashed. Didn't work. I just.
Okay, we start back in 2 minutes.
2 minutes?
Yeah. We stopped at 13, right? So the problem is really coming from the user managed hard backup. That's where the problem is really coming from. So in that case, we want to Okay, let's start. I think that would be the fix for your case, Anita.
Okay.
When it tells you belongs to orphan, you just copy everything back, because since the system belongs to a different, so the redo belongs to a different, so you move back everything. Even though I just did the backup, right? But it's still saying that the redo of that database belongs to a different incarnation, the system. So you just copy everything back and then you perform the recovery. But I'll come back to check it, but let's start.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Arman intro DBA, right? Arman intro DBA. What do you guys remember from Arman? You guys know Arman, right? Hello?
Yes.
Okay, so we are going to talk about Arman today. There are different types of Oracle data protection technologies about RTO and RPO, recovery time objective and recovery point objective, right? So you have Oracle Secure Tape Backup, you have Recovery Manager, Arman, you have Flashback and Data Pump Technologies. We'll be doing Flashback for chapter, I think, 9. And we'll be doing Data Guard, no, not with me. You'll be doing Data Guard in project. So protection against type of failure. So Arman allows you protection against physical failure. The downtime can be from hours to days, and data loss exposures, it's all the way until from the last backup, basically. So hours. Now, physical backup. Arman can backup the following files. Arman can backup data files, control files, archive log files, not ready log files, and SP files, modes of backups, whole backup, hot backups, types of backups, backup sets, and image copies. Okay, so what are the different modes of backups that we know so far?
Online,
offline.
image.
What are the different modes of backups that we know so far?
Cold backups and hot backups.
It's incomplete.
User managed backup.
That's incomplete too.
Full backup. We have a user managed cold backup.
Thank you. Go ahead, Mary. We have user managed cold backup. We have user managed hot backup. We have Arman cold backup.
Arman hot backup.
Thank you. Those are the 4 modes that we have.
Are you married?
Right? So you know that the database cannot be shut down for you to do an Arman cold backup, right? The database has to be mounted. Arman, you cannot use Arman if your database is shut down. You know that?
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You can try. You say that you won't be able to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So user manage hot backup, user manage cold backup, Arman cold backup, Arman hot backup. Types of backups, backup sets, and image copies. Next. Arman through the years, parallel backups, duplicate. Duplicate is basically like cloning. It's Arman cloning, right? Which makes sense. You have active duplication and you have backup-based duplication. So the same way we have user managed hot backup, user managed cold backup, the same way you have user managed hot cloning, user managed hot cloning, right? We also have Arman cloning, backup-based Arman duplication, which is the same as cloning, or active-based Arman duplication. So block media recovery, automatic control file, and SP file. We can set automatic backup. Configure. When we show all, we can see all the things that can be configured. Backup set. Now with the 10G, 11G, they implemented the FRA, the fast incremental backups, incrementally updated backup, switch to copy, offload backups to standby database. Don't worry about standby database. This is for data guard. Okay, table recovery, cross-platform backup and restore, fast active duplication, fast standby database synchronization, multi-tenant database backup and recovery. So this is for 12C. So also don't worry about it. We'll come back to it on when we'll be doing 12C.
Can I ask a question on data guard?
Go ahead.
Like, I understand data guard is something like it's an extra way to back up data, like in case of a crash or in case of crash, the backup that is extra can be like the primary backup, right?
Basically, data guard allows you to basically have a clone.
Yeah.
Database, a standby database, which is like the clone, exactly the exact same database on another server, so that if the database, your main database crashes, which is the primary database crashes, you would be able to directly switch over to the other database, and it would be the one that could be used.
And the other database become the primary, why?
Exactly.
Become the backup. So now on the case like, I want to ask on the case like the
not the backup, the standby.
The standby. Okay,
Yeah.
on the case like the redo entry, right? When they are storing information into the redo log file, right?
Yes.
Like when we have the group 1, group 2, group 3, can that be like an additional, like something additional, like an extra, like a data, like somewhere like external hard drive, like external something that is.
Yes, there are standby log files. Yes.
Like a standby log file where some of the now they are being read into it, right?
Yes, you create standby log files to be able to set up data guard.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, so that every time changes are made to the main database, they're also made in the standby database. But don't be in a hurry. You come back. You come to it soon enough. But it's good that you already know about it. It means that you're looking. Okay. What is the recovery process? Required files. Control file, restore data file, archive and read logs, undo blocks. Recovery types, complete and incomplete. What's PITR? What's PITR, guys?
Point in time recovery.
Thank you. PITR is point in time recovery.
Now, to don't say post-traumatic resuscitation, please.
Why are you blaming Natu?
Don't worry, I was about to say that.
Okay, here in this scenario, right? We have the database with committed and uncommitted transaction. And when the undo blocks, let's say when you shut down a board or when you shut down your database consistently, right? And you don't, or when it exits, it exits. When your session is terminated abnormally, right? Everything will be rolled back. So uncommitted. So when you perform recovery, right? You use the backup of the database land-based recovery. You apply the redo log files. And then in case, for example, there are uncommitted transaction, you the undo blocks, right, would be applied to bring everything to consistency. How Arman backups to tape? Okay. Recovery manager, server session channel, media management library, media management server software, Oracle Secure, backup with built-in MMR. So do we understand the tape concept? Even though we won't be using any tape here. So what are the two different ways to backup with Arman?
Image copy and backup set.
I mean, the destination, backup destination.
The FRA and any other external.
What have we been backing up to so far?
Huh?
FRA.
What have we been backing up to so far?
FRA.
We have been backing up to disk, right? The FRA is in disk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you can back up to tape directly, or you can back up to disk. With tape, basically, the advantage of disk is that it's faster. When you back up to disk, it's much faster. And the advantage of tape is that you can keep them for a longer period of time. It's like, I remember back in the days, people had tapes like this. And you can keep it for years and years and ages and 10 years. So if a company wants to come back to the data they had from 20 years ago or 40 years ago, they can just go back to the specific tapes, right? Instead of going to, I mean, the disk, at some point you have to get rid of the old archive logs, right? And of the obsolete backups. So in that case, that's when tape would be beneficial. Make sense?
Yes.
Arman delivers comprehensive protection of the Oracle database, effectively manage Arman backups / recovery via command line or Oracle Enterprise Manager. Arman backup destination disk or SBT. SBT is for tape, basically. Okay. Arman write to disk destination. Arman via MML performs the write operation for SBT destination. Oracle Secure Backup, Net Backups, Veritas. Those are the different types of MMLs. Okay. Backup options to provide maximum flexibility. Image copy, backup sets. What's the difference between image copy and backup sets? Who remembers? From DB1.
For backup set, I think you group the information that you want to back up and back up them in different blocks.
You're close, but you're far at the same time. Like you're very close, but you're far at the same time because of the last thing you did. You just killed everything. So can you rephrase that, but don't say they're in different blocks?
They're combined.
I know you have the idea, right? But the way the last sentence was wrong. What's backup?
Wait.
You can get inspired by what he said because he was on the right track.
Backup set is backing up data blocks or backing up data blocks that are not empty or by data blocks only.
Exactly. Basically, with backup sets, right, Arman would only back up the blocks that are not empty in the database. And it would group them in 1 or 2 or 3 large files. So that, for example, if you want to perform recovery with your database, you might just apply one file, and in one file, you might have system in there, you might have example in there, you might have users in one backup set, right? So it only copies the files that were written to. It doesn't copy empty blocks. And the contrast with image copy, basically image copy is the same as user managed hot backup or hot backup, basically, because it's block to block, meaning even the empty blocks are being copied. the data files are being copied, right? So it's the same thing. Are we good? We should be.
Yes, Emma, we're good.
We are trying to be.
Aman,
Oh, that
Aman backup options. Use cases. Aman disk destination only. Block-to-block copy of database except for temp files. Level 0 backup base image used with an incrementally updated backup strategy. Cannot be, this one will come back to on chapter 7. Cannot be compressed or encrypted by Arman. Most common use cases, incrementally updated backup strategy or cross-platform migration using Convert. Arman disk or SBT, tape destinations. Smaller backup size than an image copy backup due to Arman, null, and unused block compression. Most widely deployed backup type. So people mainly use backup sets because they want to save space. Can leverage Arman compression or encryption capabilities. Most common use cases. Full level 0 incremental backup strategy, tape, yeah. You can only, tapes only take backup sets, which makes sense since they're on tape and backup sets are binary. Long-term retention on disk, right? Are we good?
Yes.
Any question? No? Okay.
Very good.
Okay. Types of Arman comments. Arman comments are of the following types. Standalone. So every time we've been doing list, show all, blah, 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 right?
Right.
Basically, they were standalone comments. But you can also use the run command, open brackets, put whatever you want to put, all the Arman comments you want, even SQL commands you want to execute from Arman, close the brackets, so this is a job command, right? And you can even also create scripts on Arman and by using the recovery catalog when you have the recovery catalog. So some commands can be executed as either a standalone or a job command. Standalone command is an example. Arman target backup database list backup data. You guys know that. Okay, what's the difference between obsolete and expired? What's the difference between obsolete and expired?
I think obsolete are those that are beyond the retention time.
Exactly.
And
retention policy.
And expired are those that are no longer available.
What do you mean by no longer available? You're right. That's right. You're right. Exactly. Obsolete are the ones that are past the retention policy, and expired are the ones that are not found anymore, even though they are still within retention policy, but they are gone because you went there and you deleted them, right?
Right.
So job commands example. Job commands appear inside a run command block. So run, open brackets, allocate channel, okay. So channel basically, okay, here they allocated one channel. I don't really see the point of just allocating one channel. Okay, when you allocate one channel, you can also allocate 2, 3 channels. It's like setting parallelism, right? When you allocate one, let's say we have channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, right? Channel 1 will take care of backup as backup sets, right? Channel 2 will take care of the next SQL statement. Channel 3 will take care of the next SQL statement, right?
Right.
And as soon as the job is done, the channels will disappear. So they are not permanent compared to parallelism that are permanent, right? I mean, unless you drop them. We good? You will be.
Somewhat.
Specifying a retention policy. Retention policy describes which backup will be kept and for how long. So here you have the 2 types of retention policies. Recovery window establishes a period of time within which when in time recovery must be possible. So, I mean, you guys know that, recovery window, redundancy. What's the difference between recovery window and redundancy? This is DB1.
We can just read it from there now.
That's what I was saying, like it's on your script now.
Then read it then.
Oh, God.
Recovery window establishes a period of time within which point in time recovery must be possible.
Right. Now, in your own words. I know it's written, but I want you to say it in your own words.
So is the amount of time until point you can recover your files?
Right.
Recovery plus window equals this. Recovery window as this date equals to backup.
What?
I'm looking at the diagrams. I'm trying to understand the diagrams on the board.
Recovery plus window equals backup. No. Guys, it's revision, you know. It's basically revision.
Redundancy. It just left my brain.
Okay, basically recovery window is the time, usually in days, right? When your database would be good, would still be considered good, and past that specific time, right, that window, the number of days, when your data file, your backup would be considered obsolete, right? And redundancy is after a certain number of backups, when they would become obsolete. So if redundancy is 4, it's after you've done 3 backups, it would become, the 4th one will become obsolete. Because here it says that retention policy are mutually exclusive, right? So if the retention policy is 7 days, and last time you took your backup was 7 days ago, it would consider the backup from 7 days ago obsolete, because it doesn't include the last day, and it doesn't include the last backup. Are we good? Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, okay. So what's the relationship? Do they work hand in hand, like redundancy and the?
No, there are different options.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You can have both. Arman retention policy options. Redundancy. How many copies default is redundancy one? Recovery window, for example, 7 days. Long-term Arman backups outside of said retention policy may be created with Keep Forever. You might use the Keep Forever, for example, if you're backing them to tape, or if you use the recovery catalog. Issue Arman delete obsolete command regularly, which this deletes backup-related files which are no longer needed. Updates media manager or to which backup pieces are no longer needed to meet user configured Arman retention. So you guys know delete obsolete already, right? So it's good to use delete obsolete. It's good to actually to create a script that will allow you to delete obsolete and delete all the thing you don't need as a DBA, to create that script so that it runs every other day or every 3 days, depending on what you set up. A recovery window example. Okay. So basically backup B and archive log 31 through 500 are required to satisfy this retention policy. So basically, let's say, question right from the class, for the class. Let's say from log 300 to log 500, here we have 7 days between these two, between this one and that one, we have 7 days. Can you tell me which backups will be considered obsolete and which backup will be considered not obsolete? Would backup 300 be considered obsolete?
Yes. You say between?
Yes. So from here, right, to here is 7 days. So would backup 300 be considered obsolete?
No, the last day is not counted.
No.
So it would not be obsolete, or it would be obsolete?
It will not be obsolete.
It will not be.
Because it's within the recovery window.
Someone else? Someone else? Hello?
Are you looking for another word? Other words or?
No, I'm looking for other people. Only 2 people gave the answer. Where are the other ones?
Yeah. Everywhere is quiet.
Retention policy.
No one else? What's... Nobody? Really, guys?
No, what was the question?
The question was, right, from here to here. From here to here, we have 7 days, right? What would be the status of this backup taken here? Would it be obsolete or not obsolete?
Where is the last day? The last day is where? At 500?
Yes.
Then it's going to be obsolete.
Not obsolete.
It's not obsolete. It's within the 7 window. 7.
Last day is not usually considered.
Why do you say obsolete and why do you say not obsolete?
I'm saying it's gonna be obsolete because it start from 300. So that's the first day, or maybe the first day of the recovering, or what, till it start from 300 to 500, and 500 is the last day. So I think the 300 is gonna be obsolete.
I think 300 is not obsolete because 1, it falls within the 7 day recovery window, and it's between the how do you call it, redundancy window of 2 backups.
Exactly.
Right. But this one, right? This one, since we have the 7 days, this one would be obsolete.
Yeah.
It would be obsolete because it's exclusive, right?
Yes.
We saw it earlier. So everything coming after that. So that one would be not obsolete. That one too would be not obsolete. But everything that would be taken before then would be, before the 7 days, would be considered obsolete.
So before the 7 days, that would be anything before 300,
before
right?
This, Right.
So is 300
Including
obsolete or not?
300.
Okay.
Including 300, depending on if it's, let's say if it's 7 day plus 1 minute, right? That would be considered obsolete. You see?
It's 6 days plus
If
9.
it's 7 day and 1 minute, it's obsolete.
Okay.
So it's 6.99.
$6.99 would be considered still good, not obsolete.
So Emerald, there's some sequence statement which they put or because Anita Natu was trying to say or this or that. You say no, but there are sequence statement we use or and it works.
Which sequence statement?
Who said or this or that?
No, I heard you now, Natu. You say all 300
You
or
didn't hear me.
500.
I explained myself the way you didn't hear me.
You said she said all this, all that?
No, I'm getting.
Okay. What is the FRA? What's the FRA, guys?
Flash recovery area.
Yes. What is it used for?
Backups.
To store your backups.
And what else? Only backups?
And to also store your archive logs.
Exactly. Archive logs and what else? Flashback logs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We'll come back to flashback logs on September. Yes. When we enable flashback logs would be generated in order to do point-in-time recovery by using the flashback option. So FRA can be defined as a directory file system. So you cannot have FRA on tape, which makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
A single recovery area can be shared by more than one database. Initialization parameter DB
Well, you say you can or you cannot?
Can be shared.
No, you say have it on tape. You can or you cannot?
You cannot.
Okay.
What?
It's only on disk. Yes?
I don't understand what you are talking about.
FRA.
They're saying that the FRA is only on disk, right? You don't have the FRA on tape. It's okay, it will come by the grace of God. FRA can be defined as a directory. Okay, a single can be shared for many databases. So you can have multiple databases in your FRA. Actually, even from different softwares as well. Initialization parameters, DB recovery files, and you guys know those parameters, right?
Right.
Okay, you guys know this. If you don't know, you know, the DB1 have classes right now. FRA may be on tier 2 plus storage, although not necessarily recommended.
Emerald, that's savage.
Emerald, that was mean.
That was cold. That was so cold.
That's savage.
But it,
But it's true. It's true.
I think I need it to use.
I've been wasting my fee.
Okay, let's move on. Fast recovery area sizing exercise in math. Okay, so you can basically predict the size that you want to use to set for your FRA by checking the busiest day and how heavy your archive logs would be. So you multiply that times 2, and you also check your flashback logs and the incremental backups and image copy backups and full backup setup. So you can determine and do the math. So if you like math, you can always do the calculation to specify, or you can just put. Actually, I think it would practice for DB2 because so that it wouldn't be too big or too small. It would just be the right.
I don't like math.
Yeah. So using the Arman recovery catalog. We talked about recovery catalog now in DB1, right? A little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's actually see what we have. You guys remember that when we did Arman target slash, and we list failure, right?
Right.
We would have using target database control file instead of recovery catalog. You guys remember that error, right?
Vaguely.
Somehow.
Well, if she says vaguely, it means that nobody else remembers. Okay. So basically, using target database control file. So basically, by default, right, when the recovery catalog is not enabled or is not installed, basically, everything of your database, basically your backups informations, your stored scripts, basically the information about your backups, they all would be in your control file, meaning that in case you lose your control files, you might not be able to recover, right? But if it's in a recovery catalog schema or in a recovery catalog database, whatever, even if you lose everything, you should still be able to recover your database, right? So this is the big advantage of recovery catalog. So basically your recovery catalog is a schema. So you create a database, you create a specific database that's just for recovery catalogs, and you can add multiple databases to the recovery catalog. Actually, yeah, this is actually what you guys should do, actually will do. You will add ORCL, you will add TLSDMO to the recovery catalog. And when you will be cloning refresh, we also add refresh to the recovery catalog, right?
Okay.
So that whatever happens, even if you crash or whatever comes, you should always be able to recover that database without relying on user managed hard backup, without relying on cold backups. And for example, for the case that she had today, that Anita had today, if she actually had it in her database, she would just be able to reset the database to the incarnation that was needed, and the problem would have been solved, right? So, and for that one, you need to have the recovery catalog. If you don't have the recovery catalog, you would only reset the database to the incarnation just for that Arman session. You wouldn't be able to reset it for anything else. As soon as you exit, the database would come back to where it was, right? Okay. So by default, Arman's metadata are stored in control files. Having a separate recovery catalog provides the following advantages. Central Arman metadata repository for one or more databases, right? So it keeps the metadata, basically. The information you have in your control files, you will find them in your catalog. Enables use of Arman store scripts instead of just one command line. We will be creating scripts, use Arman to create scripts. I think next class, I think chapter 7, because you guys already have a lot to do, so I don't want to add too much. Okay, enables creation of customized reports for all registered targets, centralizes management and storage of multiple databases. That's good. You can manage database from the database, from the catalog database. Enables use of the keep forever clause. So with the recovery catalog, you can just enable keep forever of backups or archive logs. So common strategy is to co-locate the Arman, OSB, and Enterprise Manager catalogs on the same server. So you want it to be on the same server. You don't want to have Arman on one server and the next one on another server. You can, but it would be just headache, right? You can, but it would be headache. Creating the recovery catalog, 3 steps. Configure the recovery catalog database, create a recovery catalog owner, create a recovery catalog, and that's it. We'll be doing the practice today, so don't worry if it looks confusing. So Arman catalog, highly recommended. Creating the recovery catalog owner. So you create the owner. Like we say, right? The recovery catalog is, what is it? It's a schema, right? That is stored in the database, and that database is specified just to be used for cataloging databases. Does it make sense? You guys know like catalogs, like magazines catalogs, where you have like information and reviews of different articles. So it's basically like that. Like, I mean, kind of. I think they get the idea from there. So the user, the catalog schema must have, I mean, for that user to be a catalog, the recovery catalog, you must grant that user the recovery underscore catalog underscore owner, right? And then you want to connect to your database, and then you create a data, and then you create a catalog, and then you register a database once you are connected to that database. Does it make sense? Any question?
Question will come.
Question next class.
It's not next class. We are doing it today.
You said this chapter was interesting.
Each time she says a chapter is interesting, just know that there are challenges coming.
It's interesting. Come on.
Yeah, it's interesting. We can see how Araman is interesting.
Yeah, Arman is actually nice.
Yeah, he's a nice man. That's why he's Aram. Go on.
Arman backup with the recovery catalog. Okay. So this is basically Arman backup with the recovery catalog. So from the database, you backup and the information, the metadata of the control files would go to to the database, to the catalog database. Arman restore. Now for you to restore using the recovery catalog from the default to the target database, you use information from the recovery catalog and from the backup in order to be able to restore the database. We good?
Where is the restore part? I'm seeing
database backup,
new database.
catalog database.
Oh, the restore is the new database.
Yes. It's the new target database.
Okay.
The backup, you see the backups go to the new target database.
Yeah.
And all the changes that are made for the restoration, they will also go back and be registered in the catalog database. Cataloging additional backup files. Actually, this is the last page. Oh, okay. Catalog can be used to catalog existing backup files that are no longer listed in the control files, right? So that's a good, if you have backups that are no longer in the control files, you can also go back to control files. The disadvantage of control files is that they are, of course, finite, so they are limited. But with the catalog, you can really go back and really go all the way back. So it enables Arman to use the files during a restore operation. Use the catalog command to add the following types of backup files to the recovery catalog. So you can add the control file to the file. So that will be part of your assignment. So catalog start with, since you will be doing backup with Arman or user managed backup, you can catalog the backup that you did and you specify the path of the directory. So that's it, right? So now we are going to create the recovery catalog. And we will use the database test since we just created. Okay. So the database test will be our recovery catalog database. Are we good?
Okay.
Okay. Now we are going to create a user. Can you guys see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. Now we are going to create the user. we are going to create a user that will be the schema, the recovery catalog schema, or simply the recovery catalog. So what is the name of the user?
Wow.
What is it?
Put Bello.
Okay. Create the user Bello, identified by Bello.
Right.
Now you want to grant connect resource to Bello.
Just got me DB. I'm a DB.
Right.
No worry. We'll grant you DB after your DB2 exam.
Grant recovery. He'll pass it. Come on. Now we want to grant recovery underscore catalog underscore owner to Arman. So without that privilege, the user can be even with the DB.
No, to Bello, not to Arman.
To Bello.
Arman is very stubborn. He wants
Arman is
everything.
not serious.
Arman was distracting me. Okay. So grant recovery underscore catalog underscore owner to Bello. So without this privilege, even you cannot have it. So even if you try to connect as any other user, you wouldn't be able to connect. You need to grant that specific privilege. Okay, so now that Bello is officially the recovery catalog owner, we can exit and we can connect to Arman, right?
Mm-hmm.
So want to connect to Arman. Instead of target, you know that when we issue Arman target / who do we connect as?
As sys.
Exactly. We connect as sys.
Now you can connect as Bello.
We want to connect as Bello, right? And we know that Bello is the catalog owner, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we issue Arman space catalog Bello
Add.
Yeah, we can put add, but we are already connected to test. So we can put add test too. We can do that as well. So you're right.
No, this
But
one's correct.
Yes, but since we're already connected to the environment, we can. But if we were connected to another environment, let's say TLSDMO, we could just put add test and we would still be able to connect.
Okay.
Yes.
Perfect.
Okay. Now we are connected. The next step is to create catalog. Oh, it's taking a while. Okay, so now the recovery catalog is created and we are basically good. Now we want to add other databases to the recovery catalog, right?
No, I thought you registered it.
Excuse me?
I thought you wanted to register the database.
Exactly. I'm connecting to the database that I want to register, right? So I'm connecting to
other ones.
Yeah, so I'm connecting to TLSDMO. So I issue Arman space target space / If you don't want to do it from TLSDMO, you want to do it from elsewhere, you can just put Arman target sys / Frontec1 space catalog space Bello / at test. But you see it's long, so it's better to just do it like that. Arman target / catalog.
Don't even say that again.
At test.
Wow.
Okay, so now we are connected to the recovery catalog, right? Connected to target database TLSDMO and connected to the recovery catalog. So now we can just register
database.
Yes. Complete. So the database is now registered, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we can do the same for ORCL.
So Emma, I got a question for you.
Yes, sure.
Okay, so you said we can use this recovery catalog owned by Bello to do recovery.
Yes.
On which database? The test or the TLS demo?
We can do what?
On which specific database? To all of the database that have been registered?
Yes, you can register any database you want, basically.
Right. Uh-huh.
Yes.
That was not my question.
What's your question?
I'm saying, like, after you're done, you've registered to, in case of a crash, which database are you gonna use the catalog to do recovery with?
In case your recovery database is crashed.
No, I'm saying, like, in case of a crash, right? You want to use a catalog to recover.
Okay.
So I'm saying, like, could you use all of the database you've registered or just test?
I'm not sure I'm following. You know that test is the recovery catalog database, right?
Uh-huh. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Test is the catalog database. So it's a database as any other database.
Mm-hmm.
So you can simply back up that database to make sure that if it's crashed, you can still recover it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to recover, let's say restore from, let's say TLS DMO or ORCL, and you want to use, and you're using the recovery catalog, then it's Arman, right? It will know what to.
Emma, now I'm confused. Take it slowly, please.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, ask your question again.
Okay, let me summarize my question. So what's the essence of you registering all the data, all the database with the catalog?
Huh?
Yeah,
What instance? We say that instead of using control files, right?
Mm-hmm.
We say that the recovery catalog, right? It has the metadata of your database, the information about the backups that were taken. You have the ability to store scripts. With recovery catalog, you can even reset your database to a previous incarnation. So it has a lot of advantages, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say, for example, actually, that's a very good example. Let's say, for example, ORCL, like ORCL right here, was on the recovery catalog already for the previous incarnation, right?
Mm-hmm.
We cannot use the control files from the backup to do a point-in-time recovery to the previous incarnation. But considering the fact that in the recovery catalog, we have the information about the state of the control file at that specific time, right?
Mm-hmm.
We can go back to that incarnation. Does it make sense?
Yeah, and do a point in time.
Yes. But otherwise, you cannot. You'll have to, even if you perform recovery, you would eventually need to do auto database open reset logs. So you will be creating a new incarnation. But if you actually want to go back to the previous incarnation without auto database opening reset logs, right? You need to use recovery catalog. Don't worry. We'll have it as an example and we'll practice on that.
All right, cool.
Make it clear. Yes. So any question?
Many much.
Maybe as we proceed.
Next class.
Next class. Just process it. I know it's not easy. Like, no, I really know it's not easy, guys.
We'll digest this one and then next class.
Which other
She's doing something else there.
No, I want to add ORCL to the recovery catalog. But since that database is, I want to bring it back. I'm trying to have the database open reset logs. Okay, now it's open. Okay, so that was actually the, Anita, that was actually the fix. When it was saying that, it was when you remove the radiolog files, right? the option here, since the system we will keep showing that it belonged to different incarnation, so it was to get from all the backups, all the files from the user managed backups, and do a point in time recovery, right? So now it's back to sequence 47. So now you can do your assignment fine. You can again remove it and redo it and remove it and redo it. And remove your obsolete, actually remove your archive logs because you don't need them anymore. And remove the obsolete and the expired ones. Remove everything so you will start fresh with new archive logs that you know that if you apply them, they'll still go. Okay, I feel like the old archive logs, it's better to actually put them in a different place so that you can make the difference between the one that are no longer needed and the one that you need. Otherwise, it can give that issue.
Can I just delete them all?
Delete?
Yeah.
What if you want to do, you want to go back to a previous incarnation?
At a point in time.
Okay, now you want to add ORCR, now that it's added. Okay, actually, you're connected to ORCR. Okay. So, Arman, target / catalog, bello / bello at test.
No, at test?
Yes, the name of the catalog is test, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So now we are going to register the database. So we're good. Now we exit. Okay, from here, we connect back to test. And we connect to Arman. Catalog. Bello / bello. Okay, now we are going to list. Actually, there are different ones. Let's first list incarnation. Okay. So here we have all the incarnation of TLS-DMO.
Current.
Job ID, status. I'm saying orphan.
Current. Orphan.
Parent. Okay, orphan.
Bello is not orphanage center, please. No, you are thinking of someone lose his family, a parent and his mom. So you are not a good person.
So from looking at the, you guys have questions? Is it clear? Okay.
Orphan and parent, please elaborate.
Okay. Orphan database, you can see from the date here. Orphan database, basically, the 2 orphans that we have. Okay, we have 3 orphans. Okay. The 2 orphans that we have, the first one was from May 13, 2020. That's probably when you created a database. And the other one is from 1 June 20, so 2 days ago. So you have the database open reset logs 2 days ago, right?
Yeah, you did.
Oh yes, I did.
Monday.
Okay. So basically, every time you add to the database open reset logs, the previous one would be considered an orphan.
Okay.
And if you cannot go back to that one, right? So it's basically an incarnation that is no longer needed for recovery.
I wish to find out which database are you connected to, because I'm seeing TLS, DMO, but when I check up, I see you're connected to test.
I'm connected to test now. You see that test is the catalog database. So it has the information about the database that were registered to the recovery catalog, right? Hello?
Yep, I understand. I can try to understand.
Yes.
So you can access this catalog from any database as long as you get into the catalog.
Exactly.
Okay.
So the orphan, you can as well use the orphan to do point in time. That's if I'm right.
Yes, you can still use orphan if you still have the backup.
So why can't I see Aman
But
test?
orphan is usually when there is no way for you to do a point in time recovery. It's usually orphan is when you cannot go back to it. Either the backups are corrupt or lost, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is what you have in case of orphan.
And parents?
And parent is like the very first one. Let me see something. Like you can see here, when the database was created in 2009. Okay, you guys know that. You guys
In
know.
2009?
No, that's what I'm going to say, right?
So,
That was the
Anita,
time.
you'll be lying to us. You'll be doing
Okay, you guys know that when you create a database with Arman, I mean, not with Arman, when you create a database, actually it's an Arman duplication. You guys notice that. That's why you have Arman scripts.
Okay.
You guys notice?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Okay, let's look at it. She doesn't remember. Let's go back and see.
Is that when that this version was
You
released?
see here? Clone Arman restore. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Arman restore. So it's basically an Arman duplication when we create. It's like creating, but we're actually cloning from duplicating from Oracle database.
Yes. Okay.
Make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the orphan incarnation basically tells you that it's no longer, it's no longer needed to perform recovery or to restore or to recover the database.
Mm-hmm.
And parent is basically the database that were created, and Arman has the information. So you can go back to it. You can actually go back to the parent incarnation. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
But we will be doing more practice on it though. I'll give you an assignment on that so that it will be clear. I know it's not clear, honestly. Even for me, it took me a while a little bit to understand it. So, but once you get it, you get it. So difference between current, orphan, and parent. There we go. So that's basically it. Actually, we finished early. Any question?
Much.
No, you want to give us an answer? Okay.
Study back again. Soon we finish early.
Please, Emerald, look at my database. If it's crashed, that I have to create a new one. Let me know.
Just
Emerald, how about
use
Friday?
Arman.
How
Just let
about
me
Friday?
know.
Yes,
What
I'm
are you
asking
guys?
you guys. What do you do on Friday, guys?
You're having class this Friday. It starts this Friday.
Yes. Yeah, we start this Friday.
Emma, since those morning,
What is the class on Friday purpose? Like, is it for revision?
Is it?
Is it revision, solving questions and the rest, or like, is it like a normal class going through chapters again? Adding more.
No, we won't do chapter 7. We will just be doing the assignments basically. And if people have questions, I'm going to give an extra assignment, for example, on orphan parent databases, right?
Okay, so in that case, does that mean are we in our regular class, let's say we don't attend it, in our regular class, are we still going to go over the assignment, or you just expect us to know?
That's the thing, is that I will have to go back, because it wouldn't be fair for you if you don't attend the class on Friday, that I just keep it if you need to. So that's basically kind of the dilemma. So that's basically it.
You guys should decide now. Who wants class, who doesn't want class?
And we said Friday evening now.
Is there a decision to make?
Friday, if you want to do class, do it. I'm okay.
Emerald,
Yes.
you know justice is fairness and equity, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So you're going now somewhere and you're living somewhere. Are you in that part of justice?
Upstairs is a church now.
I mean, it's up to you guys. I mean, it's nice to have it's nice for me to have my free, right?
Emerald, please look at my database before you leave.
Okay.
Emerald, if the morning class decided that, oh, we want to have the class on Friday, and then we, the evening class, we decide we want to have the class on Sunday, what are you going to do on that part?
We're not supposed to have class on Sunday. Come on.
We didn't have in level 1, so why we should not have in level 2?
Oh God.
Because I think those things you were like to just ask, okay, we need an additional class. When do you think we can have that? Then majority now win the vote. Like wrong.
Democracy.
Because you just came in and said the morning class said Friday. Okay, we want Saturday.
Remember what Prof said the last time? He said it's a choice.
Marie, what are you quiet?
You need to understand.
No.
Prof said last time that it's a choice.
You don't
want it.
They give me money for can't pay Prof for Friday. When I have my best day, that will take my overtime. I do have. Don't talk
Guys,
that.
how can I say it, right?
Come on,
if
man.
you cannot attend, I can share with you what I did so that you guys can.
Just share with them, and those who attend will.
I just send you the sequel statement or the explanation that we did, and I share it so that you guys can do it in your groups.
So are we having class or no? Or should we just...
We are moving to 10. Just bring our own class in the evening.
Okay, Emma, that's the best choice because I've changed my mind. Okay, let's have our own class in the evening. Friday evening. Because I have no choice.
Yeah, no choice.
You can't tell me that you just share us the script. What am I gonna be doing with the script?
Memorize the script.
The video will be in the Dropbox.
Come on, man.
Watch the video.
Marie, you don't talk like this sometimes. I really spend for people for the America. When they bring out on I don't quiet, mama.
So you think if you're not there, you are not gonna move on. We pay the money, everybody pay the money. You think everybody work.
But why would you tell us to go to the video?
Your father who is paying your money.
What do you mean go to the video?
Go to the video, let me pay my money.
Hey, okay, the class is over. Go home.
We are bringing a solution here. Emerald will attend in the evening.
That's the only choice for real.
That's before leaving, right?
Yeah.
Before.
No, spare us assignment today. Let us just relax.
No, I'm not
and think about this Friday.
Right.
Let's do. You guys pay attention to class, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Who can tell me the difference between orphan, parent, and current incarnation?
Really, Emerald?
Emerald, are you gonna?
No, it's because you guys are on Friday, so I want to make sure that you actually understand the concepts, right? I can explain it one more time if you want.
Oh, you're going to teach it on Friday.
Let me
go back into details. Yes.
Let me try if I understand it.
Okay.
So, orphan incarnation is the one that you don't need anymore.
Right.
And the parents
that is no longer
need of recovery.
So, but the parent incarnation is actually like a clone of our man, like what we see in the script where we try to create a database. Actually, we're having like a clone of the Alma that was already a catalog that was already existing.
Okay, actually,
that is just for one of them.
Actually, for the current database, for this specific current database, right?
Mm-hmm. I was talking about the parent, not the parent.
Yes, I'm coming. For this current database, right? You cannot use the orphan database to recover, but you can also not use the parent database to recover it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me use an example. You have your grandfather, and you have your great-grandfather, and you have your father, your grandfather, right? So that's you right here. That's Bello, right? You're here, you're current. That's your dad here, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's your grandfather, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's your sister, the orphan. Does it make sense?
Appreciate it.
It's
no,
like
that's the China. How can it be the sister orphan?
No, it's the sister. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's the sister, because that orphan is coming from the parent, but it's not coming from the current. And the current is not coming from the orphan either. Does that make sense? Meaning that we started, the parent was the first one created in 2009, right? And then when she created the database, the parent gave birth to a new database, to a new incarnation. That's the one here with the SCN 94518. And then from that one, another database was created. A new incarnation was created. That's the incarnation that was created, right? But that specific incarnation, you didn't need it anymore because it was corrupt or for whatever reason. So you went back to this parent, right? Mm-hmm. And then you opened reset logs and we created a new one. Does it make sense? So, so the descendant, if I can say it like that, the descendant of the parent of this is that, the descendant of that, the descendants of that are current and orphan, right? Yes. Now orphan went along living the life, and now the current is the one being used, right? So current doesn't come from orphan, and orphan doesn't come from current, but current and orphans both come from parent.
So do all the parents come from that parent that was
first created?
Yeah, that was first created?
Yes.
Okay.
Parents from, this parent comes from that parent. This current comes from that parent.
What?
Yes.
Current comes from the parent.
Yes.
Wait,
current comes from the parent, and parent comes from the earliest parent. And you can know that by this SCN. How old is the SCN, right?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So this is basically it. I hope you guys can remember. Since you guys won't have class on Friday, and I know that we'll spend more time on it. Okay, now you have memory target issues.
You say we don't have class on Friday.
We don't have class on Friday now.
I thought we agreed that we wanted class.
Why are people confusing?
I'm telling you, you guys are confusing.
Je vais te syphiliser.
But someone was just saying that he can do it, he has to go to work or whatever.
No, I mean you don't understand. I said
not just
you can do it. Justice is fairness, and I said we must have it too.
Okay.
Okay, so regular time, 6 to 10.
Yes. 6 to 10.
Are we gonna end early?
When? Yeah, we can end actually like
so you see Emerald is TLS-DMO, and I deleted.
Okay, so your control files are pointing to the wrong directory. That's a start.
Look in our text.
I think you can still fix it though. So.
Instead, I deleted the second one.
Yeah.
I deleted the
I
second.
don't think it matters. It doesn't matter.
It
It's
matters
the same
because
name. So.
the second DLS DMO does not have any file anymore.
One
Yes,
minute.
but when you read, it's the same. The path is like the same name, so it's not like.
Ama, you don't do it. Huh? Is it? 1 minute.
My friend, mute yourself, please.
Sorry.
No, I said the DB1 class classes has already started.
Yes, they started like as soon as you guys finished.
All right, maybe I have to join them when I have chance. I'll follow your advice.
Okay, I remember what GB have.
Okay.
Okay, so Emerald, the assignment is what? Is for this?
Yes, the assignment is 6. Let me show you guys.
Assignment again.
And that's due on Monday, right?
That's everything is honestly this one is what we just did. It literally takes 5 minutes. Like
Okay.
seriously.
Okay, thank you.
But I'll give you an extra assignment.
Hey, come on now.
So, Emerald, we still have the other cloning from the last assignment.
We have not even finished with the like. I have like 2 assignments still pending.
But the other cloning was due today, though. I mean,
you said we should try it. Then, if we can, you're gonna expect.
Yeah, it wasn't due. It was due on Friday. It's actually due on Friday.
We still have to
So
do
can you create more than one catalog?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
someone pounding something.
Okay, so now basically this is what you want to do for all the files, right? After database rename files, so you rename them, and then for all the files, I'm sure you have many files, yeah. So you do it for all the files, and you should be good.
The other one, can you try the other one and see if it opens? Because I can't even open it.
Which one was here?
Yes. If it's open, I can do it.
You see the comment right after the base rename file?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let's see. Make sure you write scenarios though, Anna, too. For all the crashing you're doing, you should take notes. It's open.
But that I should do what?
Take notes, write down your scenarios, and exercise with some of your group members about how you manage to fix that issue, right?
Yeah.
I mean, for everyone, it's this case for everyone. Talk about your errors, how to fix them, and try to make sense when you explain it.
I'm gonna try to shut it down and open it again. This thing is doing, this putty is doing wish.
Okay, so basically you need the same thing. You can only do shut and abort. You can only do shut and abort in this case. Wow.
But I have a hot backup for this one.
The thing is that the structure
in
the hot backup is the same as this one. So unless you want to bring everything back to /ORCL/ORCL, right? But I can send you, I think I will send you the steps to do it, actually.
Okay, thank you.
I'll send them to you. That's an exception, because I know that this one is kind of tough. I'll send it to you. Okay, so we are done for today.
Thank you, Emerald. See you Friday.
Yeah,
See you on Friday, guys.
I'm not thanking you today.
Why? What did I do?
No, you did. I'm just being stubborn.
You did not understand?
No,
You have
no,
a good
understand.
one.
Understood. But it just.
I didn't understand. It wasn't interesting.
All right. You have a good night.
Good night.
Thank you, guys. Good night.
Bye.
Thank you, Emerald. I'll be waiting. Even tomorrow.
Nobody should dream about me.
We won't.
Yeah, Koroboro.